Taylor Cox was located on Wednesday night, and police say that he fired shots at the deputies who were approaching the home. Cox ultimately surrendered to police sometime after that. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
Hi, this is Carol Kennedy with Camo Country, and we've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for many years, and we appreciate Blue Water Broadcasting helping promote Camo Country.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader and Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. How you two gentlemen doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
Life's all right. Now, I guess the top story is 2 words. Unconditional surrender.
That's
now,
right.
There are a lot of markets worried about that and worried about, oil being shipped through that part of the sea. But here is what the president just put out a little while ago. I guess this was at about 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe 7-something our time. There will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. And I say it that way because he...
he said it that way.
It's in all caps and with an exclamation mark. So you got to say it that way. After that, and the selection of a great and acceptable leaders in parentheses, we and many of our wonderful and very brave allies and partners will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, making it economically bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Iran will have a great future. Make Iran great again. MIGA. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So definitely there are markets that are like, what does he mean by unconditional surrender? Oh no, what does he mean exactly? How will this actually play out? Well, Trump sat down with CNN. And in particular, he said he's not worried about like, oh, we got to have democracy. He goes, we don't need a democracy in Iran. He goes, in fact, yeah, another religious leader's fine if he's reasonable. And see, this is a slight change from the old Wilsonian projects that once dominated American foreign policy. This is more realistic, a realpolitik.
You know, it's funny because I think the important part of that statement when you read it to me was make Iran great again. He is branding his own doctrinal thought about how he can convert Venezuela, Cuba, on down the line, including Iran. It's brilliant. And what does he promise them? Economic improvement, and that's what their government can't give them.
Yeah, and we'll get into more of the details a little later, but he has also been saying that he's going to send Rubio to Cuba or to get something done before that nation falls, and it will.
It's having some issues, big time.
Are you been following?
Oh, yeah.
So what have you been seeing?
They're down to one power plant, and that's really got they're what does he tell me? 17 hours of darkness a day.
Oh no!
And they have to use most of it for critical infrastructure, like hospital and stuff like that. So
Russia slipped them an oil tanker a week and a half ago, but that's unless they give them another one, they'll be out in a couple of days again.
Well, and here's the president last night and talking about Iran and, well, how the leaders really want to make a deal. And he's like, maybe it's a little too late for a deal.
And before we begin, I think I will say a few words about what's going on with respect to our operation in the country of Iran. The United States military, together with the wonderful Israeli partners, continues to totally demolish the enemy far ahead of schedule and at levels that people have never seen before, actually. We're destroying more of Iran's missiles and drone capability every single hour, knocking them out like nobody thought was possible. As soon as they set off a missile, within 4 minutes, the launcher gets hit. They don't know what's happening. But we have the greatest military anywhere in the world. Their Navy is gone. 24 ships in 3 days. That's a lot of ships. Their anti-aircraft weapons are gone. So they have no air force. They have no air defense. All of their airplanes are gone. Their communications are gone. Missiles are gone, launches are gone, about 60% and 64% respectively. Other than that, they're doing quite well. I said, what's left? But they're tough, and they want to fight. And they're calling, they're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late, and we want to fight now more than they do.
Yep.
We've had 47 years, depending on the way you count it, but 47 years of horror with this group. And, when you see somebody walking down the street without their legs, without the arms, whose face is so badly affected and hurt, it mostly came from 95% Soleimani and Iran. And we, other presidents, lived with it. I didn't live with it. And so our people are doing a great job. Again, the greatest military anyone's seen.
So that is the president yesterday. And, of course, more has happened since yesterday. In particular, I believe the entire underground bunker for the Ayatollah destroyed, utterly destroyed, all 8 entrances to it.
Yes. And also, Israel has been focusing now in the second wave of attacks on the specific tunnels or the caves and caverns where they're pulling out the improvised rocket launching systems to try to knock them out. What was it? They were down 90% over barrages on ballistics and 83% on drones. So.
And I guess you used the bunker busters initially on entrances, but those bunker busters can destroy the tunnel systems.
Oh, absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, it'll collapse it, and yeah, they'll be unusable.
Yeah, and I have another clip here. I don't have to play it right now. I'll just quote him. The Speaker of the House, after the War Powers Act failed in the House, which is not a surprise, but this is a bit Orwellian. He's like, we're not at war. I'm like, the opening salvo was twice the shock and awe of the Iraq War. What do you mean we're not at war? It's like every asset, we're dropping things from B-52s.
No, we were
like
dropping
it's
a lot
the
of B-52s.
60s.
That's right, man.
Goodness gracious, what do you call this then, Speaker Johnson?
A special military operation. Oh, wait a minute, that's Russia.
Conflict resolution.
Absolutely crazy. But Trump said to CNN here this morning, Iran is not the same country it was a week ago. A week ago, they were powerful, and now they've been indeed neutered. I like that he used indeed. Not just neutered, indeed. Neutered. He also, in that same call with CNN, said Cuba would fall pretty soon, and emphasized the importance of voter ID legislation. He's really pushing John Thune in the Senate to actually get the SAVE Act done. Trump expressed confidence in the ease of picking a new leader in Iran, which he's said he must be involved in.
Of course he did.
And again, compared the mission to Venezuela. It's going to work very easily. It's going to work like it did in Venezuela. We have a wonderful leader there. She's doing a fantastic job, and it's going to work like Venezuela. Trump also said he was open to having a religious leader in Iran. Well, I may be, yeah. I mean, it depends on who the person is. I don't mind religious leaders. I deal with a lot of religious leaders, and they are fantastic. So, yeah, just being realistic. And pressed on if he is insisting there needs to be a democratic state, Trump told CNN, no, I'm saying there has to be a leader that's going to be fair and just, do a great job, treat the United States and Israel well, and treat other countries in the Middle East. They're all our partners. And I became very friendly with all those countries. That's why they're all fighting for us. Before I got involved, we didn't even speak to UAE and Saudi Arabia. You know, President Biden shut out. Biden and Obama shut Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. He shut them all out. They were all going to go to China, and I got involved in a very short period of time, and they became my friends. Fascinating interview here. But what breathes through it, other than the little literal statements he's making, is his confidence is definitely projecting through in this moment.
I was watching him last night, and he is in his element. This is what he wishes to do and be, and he's excelling at it.
Well, and while the president praised the U.S. operation against Iran, saying it's a 12, maybe 15 on the scale of 10.
15 on the scale of 10.
Yep.
He suggested he wasn't worried about rising gas prices. That's right. It'll be short-term time. It'll go way down very quickly. Saying that while dismissing that prices are up significantly, he's saying he's already figured it out with the Strait of Hormuz. We've knocked out their Navy because, you know, when you knock out the Navy, they can't do what they want to be able to do. The Navy is we just hit about the 25 mark. I think it's over 30 something now. Can you imagine? Big ones, 25 ships are down, including that one that was, they retrofitted a commercial tanker.
It was a tanker, yeah. And that's the Marf One, which was a mothership for drones and things like that.
Yeah. And, you know, a few of the drones keep getting through, including the autonomous boats. You see that one slam into a tanker.
So did you see that the Ukrainians are sending a delegation to CENTCOM to help with the counter-drone, some of the things that they're doing? And then back to the oil thing, I saw several diversions of Venezuelan oil to try to hit the refineries down in Houston to try to offset things. Let's hope that works.
Yeah, and on Cuba, Trump said, I've been watching it for 50 years, and it's fallen right into my lap because of me. It's fallen.
Because of me.
But it's nevertheless fallen right into my lap, and we're doing very well. I'm going to put Marco over there, and we'll see how that works out. I love how he's just like Secretary of State Marco Rubio. No, Marco, just get over there, Marco.
Presidente of Cuba.
Yeah, how many jobs is Rubio going to have at this
like Jamaican MacArthur, man.
And then Trump pivoted off the war with Iran and said the next most important issue for his administration is passing voter ID legislation, and that it could be a key in his endorsement in the contentious Texas Senate runoff. Interesting. Maybe he's essentially holding this over John Cornyn's head. And Cornyn, again, for folks keeping score of the palace intrigue of the United States Senate, Cornyn was in the running to be majority leader. He was the true competitor to John Thune.
Okay.
And Cornyn's been up there a long time, and you know what happens to these guys when they're up there a long time.
They end up getting corrupted.
Indeed. And Trump said he'll soon make a choice between Senator John Cornyn, the incumbent, and Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's been pushing the Save America Act. I'm making a final decision fairly shortly, but I want, and then I feel very strongly that we have to have the full and complete Save America Act, okay? I want the Save America Act. It's more important than everything else we're working on other than that war. So, again, he seems unbothered. I maintain the same posture that if this ends, essentially if he goes, the second 12-day war is now over. It might take a little longer than that, but the pace of this operation makes me think it'll be over sooner than people think. They keep saying 4 to 5 weeks, but maybe that's just a number to throw out.
I honestly think that with it, I made this prediction yesterday on Scuttlebutt Radio in Mobile with the Admiral, and I said, I believe within 3, no more than 4 weeks, we will have a complete dissolution of the Iranian government. And right now, the Kurds, have you seen the Kurds marching? Mm-hmm. And they're small, but what they do is they can make concentric pressure. They
occupy.
They can make concentric pressure coming down on them. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw a story there. You need paper towel? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it. I thank you.
Let's get on that.
We had no critical damage here.
Right now, let's get on that.
No critical damage.
I saw a story that the Kurdish military purchased a bunch of Toyotas?
Yeah, Toyota Land Cruiser up armored, and then MRAPs. They got a bunch of MRAPs too.
Okay, so they're ready. Who's selling them?
They're going ground.
We're giving them to them.
Oh, okay.
So CIA apparently, I told you, I thought that this, and I think what you haven't heard yet is Baluchistan, which is over in northeast. Baluchs are getting armed too, from what I understand. So I think the pressure's going to ramp up, gentlemen, and in the coming days.
Well, I'll continue to pray that this will be swift and no more American lives taken. Amen. And honestly, no more loss of life even to the great Iranian people, and that this will create a lasting peace. It's never happened. And what? It's been forever. You go back to the world wars. Since the fall of the Ottoman Empire, essentially, this place has been a basket case. In one way or the other, ruled by bloody dictators. And maybe now you have just and prudent monarchs actually running the show there. Now, that's probably wishful thinking.
That's a stretch, Joey, that's a stretch.
Imagine they don't have the heart of King David by any means. But,
Right.
At least they don't seem to be happy about the radical Islam like Al-Qaeda types or these sorts of things.
Well, we talked about this. I think you brought up this. I think it was you that brought up this point that 80% of the mosques in Iran are closed. Nobody attends them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bizarre. It's like 8 out of 10 mosques are shuttered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most folks are not practicing.
They're not practicing,
Not practicing at all. So we'll see. Keep on top of this and what the latest is. I mean, is there anything in particular that surprised you in a good way in terms of the amount of firepower, Troy?
Yes. I think the important thing is this. They were using they played a cheap game, a cheap version, a poor man's version of having nuclear weapons by gaining a large stockpile of ballistic missiles and drones. Here's the thing to watch for going forward. Is our industry, military-industrial complex, ramping up now and going triple shift all the way through and making interceptors, making defensive armaments? Because I'm going to tell you, we could burn through this pretty quickly, guys.
Right.
That's the thing, and I think we got stockpiles, but we've got to renew them. So my biggest surprise is how quick it seems like we're launching through our stuff, and my understanding is that they're procuring it, so we'll see.
Yeah, you said the interceptors. I wonder, when you see those beautiful Tomahawk missiles come out of submarines.
They're so cool.
How quick can you manufacture one of those things?
They make, my understanding is one Tomahawk right now in peacetime takes about 3 to 4 days to get one.
That's not
as well.
bad, actually.
But they
That's
can ramp
better,
that
huh?
up because they're only working one shift usually at the factories, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's one thing from talking to folks like Arthur Herman and others up there involved in D.C. That for a long time our industrial base, let's say, has not been prepared to actually. It almost seems like the defense industrial base was meant to make certain players rich in D.C. and not to actually prepare us.
Do you feel, Joey? Do you feel? I feel like this is a good dry run for us with China. We need to find where our gaps are at. If we're going to stand vigilant as sentinel in the world, we need to find what our gaps are, and we found some gaps.
Well, and one thing that this can show the Chinese, because I think they're already trepidatious, that is not an easy, any sort of like amphibious invasion, like in landing and all that, not an easy to cross the straits there.
89 miles, and you're probably in some of the roughest waters in the world. You would have a lot of dead Chinese Marines floating
So if
out
you
there.
take a lot of this modern drone technology, a lot of modern missile technology, air defense technology, and you just sell it like crazy to the Taiwanese, good luck getting on that island, unless you want to utterly destroy it, and I don't think they do.
So I'm going to throw something. And I'll send you an article on it. This is from an open source intelligence consortium that I belong to. There is a great school of thought right now in the GRU and the SBG of the Russian military that China has its eyes set on Kamchatka. I've already told you this.
Yeah.
No, there's reports, detailed reports saying that why would they take Taiwan when there's no resources there? They need water. They need everything. Rare earth minerals. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them make a move. If they're going to make a move, they're going to go inland to the west, not to the east. I think.
What'd you call it?
Kamchatka.
Kamchatka.
Yeah.
See, I always, when we were playing Risk, Kamchatka.
Kamchatka,
It's just fun to say it that
Kamchatka is
way.
what they call it, at least in my limited Russian.
Let's go to east of the Rockies. Hey, East, how you doing today?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. I've got a question primarily for Troy, but anybody that knows, I never know, Eddie might pipe up. By the way, Joey, your music is giving Steely Dan a run, man. What is going on?
Well, I can't take credit. It's the AI thing. And I know there's...
Oh, it is? Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll quit praising you.
No, you don't. He's good. He puts it together. He programs it. It's not just them pumping that
Yeah,
out.
like I'll make a demo and then I'll put it in that and prompt it. But
Right.
like we got haters and lovers about that, but it's fair enough. Like I'm gonna keep.
But
going.
I can hear the bones of your music that you've been using, and that's those are good bones, man. It sounds great.
I agree.
But look, here's my question, Troy. Perhaps you know what in your circle. How do you guys view? Is it Pavlovi, the Reza?
Yes.
Reza?
Son of the Shah.
Yeah. He's my age, and I remember, I kind of followed him for a while after he came to America after the Ayatollah sent everybody running, and I thought, man, this guy's going to do something one day. What do you guys think about it?
My thoughts are basically from what I know from intelligence circles when I was in. He has always been a peripheral actor in terms of agency considerations. And oddly enough, the last polling I saw, it looks like the Iranian population, for the majority, wants him in. But I'm not sure we're going to get that, guys. I'm not sure we're going to get that. I think it's going to be more of a selected. I don't know. I just don't see a lot of change other than what Trump feels comfortable with going forward. So I'm not saying no to him. I'm saying people say this from the outside, the Persian diaspora, but inside I don't think it would work that easy.
Right. It would be a real paradigm shift for him and his family to have to move back over there.
Remember this. They're going to have to contest with the Islamic jihadists for some time, even after they get their freedom.
Yeah.
So you got to have the right people in there.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the monster in the long run.
it is.
Yeah, it's good. There's going to be an insurgency, I'm sure, and that's
Starting.
We saw that after the end of our civil war between the states. There were people that in Missouri and Kansas and different places that were still raiding and robbing banks and things. that's a hot mess.
Gandalf, make sure that the Balrog doesn't get across the bridge.
You shall not.
I will do
That was
my
so
best.
funny yesterday.
I will do my best.
You were so funny yesterday. I got tickled with
Appreciate
Joey and me. You're Samwise, by the way. You know that, don't you? You're Sam, the Hobbit.
No, I'm kind of tall for a hobbit.
I
but
thought
okay.
you are too, but that's what East of the Rockies is already designated.
Yeah, you're my
you.
Samwise Gamgee.
Okay.
You're looking
I
after
have to
Joey
go back and see
always.
that movie. I haven't seen it. In
No, they're like,
many,
he's the
many
good
times.
friend
He's
that,
so
like,
good.
literally,
Keeps
like,
them alive.
in the movie, at least, the great line is like, well, I know I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. And he puts him on his shoulders, fireman girl up to
great.
Mount Doom to throw it into.
I think it's the other way around. You're taking care of him.
No,
And
it
I think-
works. It works. They're actually just deep, profound friends, and everybody thinks there's a little sugar in her tank at the same time. Like, yeah,
This brotherly love.
you wish.
How about that football game?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the game.
The game.
Yeah. Was it awesome? You watching the NBA this year?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Spring training?
Yeah. All about it.
Yeah, like they can really put the bat on the ball.
It's a World Baseball Classic.
guys are on the
It's a
move.
World Baseball Classic. Come on.
The boys are on the move. That's one
The
of
boys
my.
of summer. The boys are on the move.
He said that the other day for no reason. Like, the
in what
boys are on
context?
the move.
In what context?
I don't even remember. I just remember the way you said it. I'm like, what?
The boys are on the move.
The boys are on the move.
All right.
Let's go. Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Love it.
How you doing?
What's up?
Good. How y'all today?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, I just think it's kind of cool that we're using old technology and new technology. We're putting the new stuff through its paces, and we're still using the old reliable stuff. You know.
Yep.
I mean, you know, we sunk a battleship with a torpedo, and then we're knocking areas out with the lightning twos. You know, I mean, it's amazing as to how the technology has advanced and how we're using the old stuff too. That's amazing to me.
Yeah. And it's so much. Like
It is.
Like the amount of coordination for something like this is insane.
You know, they say the greatest laboratory for combat arms is warfare. So that's what we're testing.
Battlefield.
Yep.
That's right. And while nobody wants to be at war, like Secretary of War Hexfest said, nobody wants to go to war, but you got to prepare. And to me, like you said, this is just a preparation for standing sentinel, especially where China's concerned.
You got it, brother.
Well,
All right, fellas, have a good one.
You too, Kyle. Take care, bro.
Yeah, but all this is going on, and Trump sounded very confident and victorious. The U.S. economy lost jobs in February, a month marred by severe winter weather and a strike at a major health care provider. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, non-farm payrolls fell by 92,000 for the month, compared with the estimate of 50,000 and below the downwardly revised January total of 126,000. February marked the third time in the past 5 months that payrolls declined, following a sharp revision showing a drop of 17,000 jobs in December. At the same time, the employment rate edged to 4.4% as jobs decline across key areas. A broader measure of unemployment that includes discouraged workers and those holding part-time positions for economic reasons moved lower, 7.9%, or a 0.2 percentage point below the January level. Healthcare, the primary growth driver in payrolls for at least the past year, saw a loss of 28,000 jobs due largely to a strike at Kaiser Permanente that sidelined more than 30,000 workers in Hawaii and California. While the jobs picture was weak, wages did rise more than expected. Average hourly earnings increased 0.4% for the month and 3.8% from a year ago, both 0.1 percentage points above forecast. So I'll definitely be asking Austin Branco if we're able to get him on today about some of this picture and also the effects of the war. I think Trump calling for unconditional surrender freaked out a bunch of the markets.
People a little nervous, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, what else are you going to ask?
Pax Americana, man.
A lot going on.
It's ready to roll.
And we got to hit a break. But first, coming up, I don't know what this even is, but a congressman ran across something and was asking, like, the But apparently, the Biden administration was trying to make maps. Y'all have heard of maps, like actually, like map of the United States, like a big old map.
Yeah, I don't know if you throw an acronym my way.
Yes.
Cartography.
Yeah, Magellan wishes he had the maps we have today.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those old maps, it's like, how did they know?
Brother, listen.
How did they know?
Do you know they use sextants to navigate?
It's
celestially,
crazy.
and they were more accurate than you can't jam them. You can't jam them
Right.
either.
Those are men.
No, but you can put an idiot in charge of
We're
one.
finding out that China's been jamming, and so is Russia. So get used to it.
Well, so we know what maps are.
We do.
Democrats, or at least the Biden administration, wanted to make maps, quote unquote, more gay.
Well, map's pretty gay already.
Like they wanted to do the queering of maps.
How do you do that? How do you
change the
genderize
colors
it?
or something?
How do you genderize a map?
I'm in the same boat as y'all. I don't know.
I bet they hired some firm to come in and tell them what to do for how much, and then make it gay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll get into it. A congressman asked a new official with the Trump administration, "What does this even?"
Where's
what
the
does that
top
even
and where's
mean?
the bottom at?
Like,
Where's the top or bottom at on that
even
map,
know.
Joe?
I don't even know.
Which one's the top?
Like, what does it even mean to make the map more gay? Like, I don't.
Gay maps. I'm gonna have to look into this.
Maybe the people that can make them, you get a gay printer. I don't know. How do you make it more gay?
Or it's like airplane, a swan.
you distribute them at gay clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering how does it make it more gay?
There's a sale at Penny's.
No, that would be TJ Maxx. Not Penny's.
But
They would never go to Penny's.
I'm playing dumb because apparently Grok explained it for folks, and we'll get
Oh,
to
okay,
that.
good deal.
We'll
Good
get
deal.
to that.
Okay, I got it
in a
right here.
second.
Querying the map program. Okay, yeah.
But hold on,
Querying
we'll
the
get to
map.
that. Zuckerberg AI glasses have a naked problem. There were folks in Nairobi who were getting like images of naked people and people in the bathroom and stuff. Just you're wearing these things close, and it's like augmented reality, and all of a sudden you see like a big old butt.
I've really been thinking about buying some because, not for that reason, but to help remember a lot of the conversations and stuff I have. I can.
We also we'll only play one clip from it, but Sean Ryan recently interviewed a world-renowned exorcist, and the clip I'm going to play, he talks about how certain folks would curse pornography, movies, and music. In some ways, like with the movies and music, to make it more addictive.
Okay.
But like this was a satanic means Hollywood and the music industry,
Sure.
and especially the pornography industry, leaned into to where it's not just addictive. He's seen actual instances of possession because of this stuff. And I'm like, huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. At one point he talks about, when you're in Walmart or Target and that song just stays stuck in your head. I'm like, well, couldn't it just be a catchy song?
Earworm.
But yeah, an earworm. But he maybe has other ideas.
Maybe.
So,
Maybe.
Fascinating clip there we'll get into. And we'll figure other things out as we go along. Y'all stay tuned. More after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hey there, it is Leanne with Blue Water Broadcasting. We are proud to team up with local sponsors across our community to help collect much-needed supplies for the Central Alabama Aging Consortium. It is our Warm Hearts for Seniors supply drive this week. We are broadcasting live today at Southern Metal Supply of Prattville, located at 383 G&S Road in Prattville from noon to 1. We are in need of items like cleaning supplies, fans, meal replacement shakes, exercise stretch bands, stress balls, blankets, and other everyday essentials that make a big difference. So if you can't make it by during the broadcast today, you can still drop off donations anytime during normal business hours at one of our participating sponsors. To learn more, just visit this station's website or Facebook page. Thank you so much to everyone who has already donated. Your kindness in helping seniors right here in our community makes such a difference. It is Leanne broadcasting live till 1 with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing. Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Do you suffer every time you try to wear good-looking shoes, but you don't want to wear ugly shoes just because they're comfortable? The Good Feet store wants to help you wear heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Our little March heat wave continues with temperatures back in the 80s today. I've got us around 83 again. Partial sunshine today, but there's a risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon hours. They will tend to fade out in number during the evening. Overnight low temperature tonight down to about 62. The high temperature on Saturday, 84, which will be at least close to a record. Expect more scattered showers and thunderstorms by Saturday afternoon, becoming more numerous, I think, Saturday night, and especially in the overnight hours and into Sunday. Some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. We'll watch it for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader and Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And now let's go to the clip that made me go, oh, what? Turning the maps gay? What, are you going to let Lindsey Graham write them?
No, they're going to put glitter in it. So when you open the map, it glitter bombs you.
Well, and we're also being so stereotypical. There are plenty of gay folks you would never even know.
Want to go camping?
See what I'm talking about?
I'm joking.
The boys are on the move.
Boys are on the move.
The boys are on the move.
The boys are moving.
Anyway.
They're marching.
This is Representative Congressman Brian.
For pride. Sorry. Why are we talking about gays?
We keep talking about this.
Joey,
You're going to end up with
like
with a new Stonewall, all right? We don't need it. How do we know all this stuff? But this is Congressman Brian Mast. He's talking to an undersecretary.
State. Yep.
Yeah, so let's
Why does the
listen.
State Department have this?
I know.
Oh, because
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
Literally? That's,
Well,
how do you
don't
make a map
know.
more gay?
I mean, especially
or
with
gay
AI,
at all?
You know, since the age of cartography, we've had pretty good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also, I took critical theory in college. I think sometimes
get
people
it.
use queer as a verb. I do understand that the maps that we were trying to make gay were, I think, of Czechia and Slovakia. So maybe those countries asked for it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
We do have real things to work on in Congress, like what's going on with the imminent threat of Iran.
I love the chubby guy.
I know, he's like-
he is chuckling.
He's like, did she just say that?
No, and again, this is a Trump administration official. I got to play the beginning of this.
Can you tell me what is queering the map?
So I think we were trying to make the maps more gay.
Why?
Literally? That's,
Well,
how do you
don't
make a map
know.
more gay?
I mean, especially
Or
with
gay
AI,
at all?
you know, since the age of cartography, we've had pretty good maps, but maybe they weren't gay enough. So I know also, I took critical theory in college. I think sometimes people use
That's
queer
a
as a
disclaimer
verb.
there.
I do understand that the maps that we were trying to make gay were, I think, of Czechia and Slovakia. So maybe those countries asked for it. I doubt it, but I don't know.
We do have real things to work on in Congress,
Critical
like
theory.
what's going on with the imminent threat of Iran. And it is embarrassing that we have to talk about the fact that things like this were funded. Non-binary and trans francophones, linguistic attitudes and ideologies towards inclusive French in Montreal, Canada, these things. I'm going to give you a list. My time has expired. I'm going to give you a list of these. And any of these that you can provide me the receipt for, the Facebook link to where they wanted to take photos of how they were doing a DEIA flash mob in Kyrgyzstan, you know, whatever documentation they have of all of these things, we would love to see that and would absolutely love to know the individuals specifically that were busy writing these grants, because they have no business receiving another paycheck from the people of the United States of America. In that, I will recognize Representative.
So, to be clear, the woman he's talking to is a Trump undersecretary.
Of
So they were
state.
reviewing like the Biden era.
Yep.
And so people were like, Grok, what does this even mean, Grok? What are we even talking about here, Grok? It's a reference to Biden-era State Department grants funding, quote-unquote, queering the map, a crowdsourced digital project where LGBTQ plus users pin anonymous personal stories / histories to real-world locations globally. One example, $72,000 allocated for a version focused on Slovakia. In a House hearing, of course, Mast asked Undersecretary Rogers as this part of a broader thing. But, yeah.
So
yeah, it sounds like actually a waste of everybody's
Dude,
money.
it's a grift. It's somebody, you know, went right into
Everybody's
somebody's pocket, and dude probably wasn't even gay.
Brought to you by the people that brought gay literature to Palestine, all these things. Now you wonder why the world looks at America with disdain and with cultural malaise, that they don't want the imports of this. But
we don't want it either.
It's bizarre, man. It's just bizarre. Yeah, and seriously, this whole like queer theory stuff, which, you know, a few decades ago, that would be a terrible slur. Now it's like the language used in academia. And what you find is like Douglas Murray's pretty great on this. He's an openly gay man, British, where he talked about like, I fought for like marriage and stuff. I wanted those sorts of rights. But now I just kind of want to live my life.
Yep.
And he says, no, the queer theorists, the queering of maps or anything else, you must use your identity as a wedge to pursue political liberation and change. And
they're not the only ones with that theory, but yeah.
Woo! Like that is, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
I think that's the same guilt a lot of Hollywood gets.
Yep. Anyway, let's go to Crawdad real
Okay.
quick. Hey, Crawdad, how you doing?
I didn't know if this or let me see if I can rephrase this. Have I missed you interviewing Jared Hudson on your show?
He was on earlier this week, I think on Monday, yeah.
I thought I might have had that. I'm okay. This guy, I have all 12 of my fingers support. Yay. This guy.
So you're back in Jared Hudson for United States Senate.
What sounds
yes,
like.
sir. That's right. Absolutely, 100%. Especially actively with Covenant Group. Fantastic what they do.
That is what it is.
So we're in good shape here with this. Maybe all the rats will flee back into the shadows.
Here.
When they do and they get on there doing the bad things, the Covenant Group will help get rid of them. And Jared Hudson could help us tremendously in our Senate. So this guy is fantastic. I want to sign in my yard, dadgummit.
Well, it's going to be a competitive race, and
For
I think
sure.
the name of the game is who gets into the runoff. I think Barry's in there. Does Steve Marshall get in there, or does Jared Hudson get in there? Well, I appreciate
Good
it.
men. Thank you.
272-9228 again if you want to get on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. I think Jared's running a very strong campaign, but it's like, don't overestimate like the name ID of, say, Steve Marshall.
Right. Yeah.
People have voted for him for statewide office in a pretty big margin. So it could be you got the greatest like digital campaign going, and you're on all the great shows and all this stuff, and yet the person. And I know they're going to the Republican Club meetings, these sorts of things too. But Alabama is still
good old boy a little bit.
It's much more about like you talk to that trusted friend, go, who you vote for.
Yep.
Well, I met him at church the other day. And it's like, that is much more Alabama than
It is.
I watched him on the Sean Ryan show. Like,
I noticed that you didn't have me on with him the other day.
Yeah.
Robin goes, Joey purposely did that. I say, no, because you're going to go, my friend. You got any jokes for me? Do you have any jokes for me, sir?
Well, and also, like, I don't want to ambush these
I'm just
candidates to
joking,
where
yeah.
it's like they expect to interview with me, and then here
just
comes
messing with you.
Carico. Like,
Carico.
Brings in the heavy.
Hey, where's the ass-kicking violence tracks at?
I'll work on it.
This weekend, I
I'll
expect
work on
progress.
it. Okay. Like,
I'm joking.
AKV. We have one for the day, folks. We got to hit this quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey there, it is Leanne. We are broadcasting live today till 1 with our Warm Hearts for Seniors supply drive at Southern Metal Supply of Prattville, located at 383 GNS Road. We have got a great chance to help our neighbors here in Central Alabama, benefiting the Central Alabama Aging Consortium. It's an organization that helps seniors in Montgomery, Elmore, and Autauga County continue living independent and productive lives. We are currently collecting helpful everyday items like cleaning supplies, fans, meal replacement shakes, stretch bands for exercise, stress balls, blankets, and other comfort items for our seniors. Today till 1, stop by one of our other participating sponsors during their normal business hours to drop off donations. For more info, just visit this station's website or their Facebook page. And a big thank you to everyone who's already donated and helped support our local seniors. It is Leanne broadcasting live at Southern Metal Supply of Prattville till 1 with Blue Water Broadcasting. Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice-cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Let's go right back to the phones and talk to Dirty Water.
Dirty Water.
Hey, Dirty Water, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. I love the show. I love you guys. Man.
Thank you.
We love you too.
But I have figured out what a gay map is.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Lay it on us. No fun intended.
a straight map directs people into town in the way everybody else would come into town. But a gay map directs everybody come in from the backside.
But
it's like a top or bottom. Which side is this?
Not everybody's doing that. Yeah, but
Dirty
anyway.
Water's right, though.
But well done. That was low hanging fruit right there.
It's good though. It's good.
Love you guys.
All right, brother.
See you, Dirty Water.
That was great.
Anyway, yeah, it's just bizarre. And I'm sorry, the crazy activists set themselves up for this sort of thing. I think there's a lot of tolerance and love in the society, despite the rhetoric, especially online.
Yeah.
And then when people go real far with it,
Fatigue. You get the fatigue setting in.
Folks are like, you ain't on some pedestal or above
Right.
a joke or mockery or any of this stuff.
It's true.
It is very frustrating. The left continues to figure out ways to take identity groups and
pit them against
and find a way to create it as a wedge, as a form of liberation.
Mm-hmm.
And like there are people that saw this early, like I mentioned yesterday. Ratzinger saw it in the 1984.
Yes.
He called out the trans stuff as like this new form of liberation.
Yep.
And I have to give credit to also like a Leo Strauss saw this in the 40s. He said not only he was telling his graduate classes, not only he was a famous political philosopher about natural right and all sorts of stuff, but he would tell his class in the 40s, you know, in the future, you'll be able to choose if you're a man or a woman, or you might be able to choose whether or not you're human or something else. And you think, oh, that's crazy. And then go watch Yuval Harari at the World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
And you're like,
everything
like
that he said.
transhumanist stuff is very, very real. And the technology, folks, is getting there to where this isn't just a weird sci-fi hypothetical and you'll see a crazy movie about it.
Yeah.
It's getting to where you will actually have to make difficult, hard choices. And where is your line? Now, there'll be some folks who are like, I'm going full Amish, and God love you folks. But there's going to be moments where it's like, well, could I literally see after being blind for a long time? Could I hear? I'm sure y'all have seen those videos of young children that have never heard their mother's voice.
Dude, those
and
are some of the most purest love videos I've ever seen in my life,
or
man.
paraplegics that might be able to walk again. So there's going to be stuff, but where to me it gets really weird and there's a certain line crosses. Number one, when you start engineering at the genetic level in a really odd way, and you start getting into territory of, I don't want to be human anymore. Like it's one thing to try to fulfill the human and like, you know, lift up the human and make the human better, heal them of a disease or an ailment.
Sure.
It's another thing to say, I want to be some weird other thing. And that is, that's twisted. And it's very real. It's shocking that it's real. But
Shocking
it
is right.
Very real.
It's disturbing and it's demonic.
Yeah, the pace that all this is coming at us is absolutely crazy. Now, speaking of demonic, here, I think we got time for this. Now, it's a whole long podcast, and it's full of crazy stuff.
I want to see this. This is gonna be
Full
good.
of crazy stuff. Father Chad Ripperger. And he doesn't give a lot of interviews because he says he's busy, but he also didn't want to, like, people want to make a name for themselves and they get him as a guest and they can blow up their podcast or something. But Sean Ryan already has a huge name.
He does.
And they talk about all sorts of stuff. I mean, I look at it and I go, well, I kind of believe him there. I kind of go, I don't know. Like, I haven't been in the room with him. I don't know. But he is a fascinating, well-spoken fella and has a lot of stories to tell. So this is just a taste of it.
Okay.
This is about how Hollywood and the music industry and the pornography industry would subject music and films to permanent curses before release. Let's listen into what the priest, the exorcist, is saying.
One of the primary ways that we see an increase in oppression is guys watching pornography that's been cursed, and then they bring that into their family, and then because and then they suffer the oppression for having watched this stuff that's been cursed. But the way that you
hold on, sorry, you mean they actually curse the content that they're watching?
Yeah. So what happens is it was the Satanists in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that taught the people in Hollywood that if you curse the master copy, all of the subsequent copies made from that will bear the curse and it can influence people. That was then also taught to the people in the music industry. And the reason they were doing it is to boost the addictive effect of the music. This is why, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, you'll walk into some like Walmart or something, not that I would recommend it, but you go into Walmart and there's playing some tune and you come out and you can't get that tune out of your head. So then what I would do is when I would notice that, I would just say a short binding prayer against any demon causing that in, and boom, it would stop. So they also taught this, though, that gets the Hollywood people then talking to the people, because, you know, one of the epicenters of pornography production is in California. So they taught them to curse this as well. They taught the Satanists taught them to curse this, and it'll make the pornography more addictive. And so that's why you see that's one of the reasons why it's more, there's an uptick in it. The curse, depending on the particular individual, can have varying degrees of the influence as a result of that. So we see a lot of people that have oppression as a result of watching this cursed pornography. We're also seeing obsession, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But once in a while, you'll see people actually become possessed.
Like I said, it's a crazy episode.
It's really interesting.
And, your reasonable, rational, modern mind's probably like, oh, come on. But then you see how some of this stuff affects people.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be the worst of the worst. It could be certain movies that you get obsessed with and whatnot. But fascinating take. And the entire interview, like the lead thing they did to hook people is that he was doing an exorcism, and it was a 14-year-old boy. And the boy starts speaking in, I think, ancient Phoenician. And, like, they didn't initially know what it was,
Right.
so they started
Seafarers.
putting it down phonetically, what he was saying, and then a researcher was able to say, oh, that's a dead language. So, up to you on what you want to believe, folks. But fascinating that, especially in this modern age where things are becoming easier and easier to tune into and learn about, that you're seeing more and more of these types of conversations, the good, the bad, and the ugly online. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump appears to be ruling out talks with Iran absent its unconditional surrender. Israeli warplanes, meanwhile, pounded Beirut and Tehran today as Iran launched another wave of retaliatory strikes against Israel and Gulf countries on the seventh day of the war. The U.S. and Israel battered Iran with strikes targeting their military capabilities, leadership, and nuclear program. American employers unexpectedly cut 92,000 jobs last month. It's a sign the labor market remains under strain. The unemployment rate did blip up just a bit, up to 4.4%. Retail sales fell 0.2% in January, following a flat reading in December. January's figure came in below the forecasts of most economists, who are expecting another flat reading. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 517 points. This is SRN News.
Have you noticed losing weight is harder than it used to be? You're eating better and exercising, but the scale barely moves? The real problem isn't willpower, it's metabolic dysfunction. And standard dieting just makes it worse. PhD Weight Loss has helped thousands fix the root cause of stubborn weight. Take their free metabolic assessment at fixmyweightloss.com. Fixmyweightloss.com. It's quick, personalized, and shows why your body is resisting weight loss, so you know exactly what to fix. Visit fixmyweightloss.com. That's fixmyweightloss.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMcampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Well, hi, everybody. Our little March heat wave continues with temperatures back in the 80s today. I've got us around 83 again. Partial sunshine today, but there's a risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon hours. They will tend to fade out in number during the evening. Overnight low temperature tonight down to about 62. The high temperature on Saturday, 84, which will be at least close to a record. Expect more scattered showers and thunderstorms by Saturday afternoon, becoming more numerous, I think, Saturday night, especially in the overnight hours and into Sunday. Some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. We'll watch it for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Some residents of Montgomery's Garden District were evacuated from their homes Thursday afternoon because of a gas leak. Montgomery Fire Rescue crews responded to the 1300 block of South Hull Street, where a large gas main with a significant natural gas leak was found. All houses within a 1-block radius of the leak were evacuated as a safety precaution. The House Education Committee has approved legislation requiring the display of the 10 Commandments in Alabama public schools. House Bill 216 requires local boards of education to display the 10 Commandments in every history classroom from 5th through 12th grade. The bill now moves on to the House floor for further consideration. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information that could lead to the arrest of a suspect in the murder of a Montgomery man. The shooting occurred February 6th in the area of Old Selma Road and Allen Lane, where 57-year-old Aldrich Patterson suffered fatal injuries from a gunshot wound. Anyone with information pertaining to this case is urged to contact police. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Join Blue Water Broadcasting for Warm Hearts for Seniors. We're teaming up to collect badly needed supplies for the Central Alabama Aging Consortium, serving seniors and disabled adults across Autauga, Elmore, and Montgomery counties. Drop off items like cleaning supplies, blankets, fans, meal replacement shakes, stretch bands, and stress balls at Premier Portable Buildings, Highway 31 South, right before the River Bridge. For all your shed and storage space needs, catch us live on location from March 2nd through March 13th. Let's show the River region what warm hearts can do. Visit us at bluewaterbroadcasting.com and help us make a difference today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the middle of your screen. Troy Carrico to the right. And, did you see the event that was once canceled at the University of
Montevallo, yeah.
It happened yesterday with
I saw that.
Brian Dawson.
Yes.
And there's a write-up here from a intern that has been working there, or at least writing for 1819 News, Trenton Buffenbarger. What?
Nothing. Who said anything?
It's just the look you gave me.
I thought I knew it.
That's four syllables. That's four syllables.
Anyway, but Trenton Buffenbarger writes, Thursday afternoon, 1819 News CEO Brian Dawson visited the University of Montevallo campus for the recently rescheduled Prove Me Wrong event hosted by Turning Point USA. During the event, left-leaning students on campus hosted a protest against the visit. Protesters held signs of Dawson's face. That's unfortunate.
You know what? Poor thing.
He's a grizzly of a man.
He's a woolly booger, I call him. I love it.
Sorry, Brian.
General Stonewall Jackson here.
No, I can't. I wish. It would take me years to get where he's going.
One day, Joey. One day you'll get there.
But they held signs of Dawson's face, encouraging students to walk up to draw on it. All right.
Put a Hitler mustache on him.
Why did they call me? I love Brian.
No, you wrote a Hitler mustache, and it's like he's still got a huge beard.
You can't.
No.
Karl
What
Marx.
would you write? What would you draw?
Joey.
The boys are on the move.
Yeah, that's what I would draw. No, I mean,
he drew some Bofa. both of these
I would try to. I would try to make him look
On his
better.
chin, on his chin.
This is peak male performance right here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we should go be fake protesters at one of these events.
I saw a story this
that
morning.
would be fun to infiltrate.
Yeah, they get paid $75,000 a year,
And we don't do anything rude. We just make friends with them.
You could look at his picture and say, he looks like Karl Marx.
Right.
He's one of us.
Right. No, but we could just be like, apparently they had like pizza and stuff.
What?
Yeah, we just bring pizza and like hang out.
Listen,
Pizza and donuts is a
Joey,
great way to get
Joey,
into the
I'm
crowd.
telling
I'm telling you.
They are crazy guys. You know, they're
You
real
got
nuts.
a career in intelligence. We ply them with objects. You want some pizza? Would you like some Boone's Farm? There you go. Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
But several protesters wearing and carrying various pride flags sat together eating pizza and talking among themselves, not chanting or organizing. At the protest, students also held signs related to Dawson's prior criminal history, an issue he addressed during the event when prompted by a student's question. And I believe he has told that story on his own show.
On his own show, on this show.
I've heard that story on this show many moons ago.
Yep.
And I've heard more getting to know the man.
And I got to be honest, he's got a story of redemption. That's one of the best things about
it's his testimony.
Mr. Dawson that I've loved.
Yeah, he has
and he
to
doesn't
tell it.
doesn't hide from it.
No,
he admits what he did, and he admits that he learned
Washed
from
in
it.
the blood.
That's just
During the event itself, protesters sitting across the plaza only booed occasionally, though they remained out of earshot of event attendees. The majority of the crowd listened and clapped after each answer by Dawson. The weak protest follows the University of Montevideo's rescheduling of the event, citing security concerns after multiple threats against Dawson's safety. There was a campus walkout following the rescheduling of the event from weeks prior, with students upset that the university was allowing it to move forward. Over 150 students gathered to listen to Dawson, while a fraction of that, around 30 students, gathered to protest, a majority of whom sat down to eat pizza and then leave.
Free pizza.
They're college kids, man.
Right. I mean, and that's how I think of this. It's like, it's college kids.
Of course.
And
Of course it is. Yeah.
Like, you should be able to talk to anybody of any perspective in terms of college kids without it devolving into something
I
crazy.
can't agree with you more, Joey.
But sometimes it does. In fact, the whole point is for it to evolve into something crazy for some of these folks.
Unfortunately.
But while the protest started with around 30 students, less than halfway through Dawson's event, most left, leaving only a handful to blare loud music, dance, and bang on drums.
Ooh, they have a drum circle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to... Yeah, we should roll up. Guys, I got a timpani. Boom, boom, boom.
I'll bring the bongos, baby.
No to fascism! Boom, boom, boom. Actually, that's kind of a fascist drum.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the resounding in the deep.
You need a gong.
Too deep?
Yeah. It's like, what are you summoning the Leviathan? Like, what is this?
Domain expansion.
When asked why they were there to protest, the protesters refused to comment.
Because they heard there was free pizza.
Yeah, I support the right.
Come on.
I support the right to protest, said Clay Callahan.
Good for Clay.
Vice President of Turning Point USA chapter at the University of Montevideo. I also encourage them to come ask a question. Indeed. The event itself was an open format question and answer session in which those who opposed Dawson's viewpoints were encouraged to step up to the microphone to ask him a question.
What is wrong with that, man?
Well, you know.
I wish our government would do that.
Yeah.
They're not interested in
They
your
sure are
opinion.
not.
They're not interested in your opinion, and they don't need facts. Don't give me feedback. I don't need that.
That's right. Exactly right.
No, and it has he devolved now. Raphael Warnock, the senator,
Yeah, Warnock.
the preacher from the Right Reverend,
Yes.
from Georgia. He said that Trump's #1 quality, he's the best at this, dividing us. And I'm like, what?
I kind of feel like it's the opposite.
And I might buy that if I haven't heard that from every politician, Republican or Democrat. It's like, when we have the power, let's unify. And we're just trying to unite people. But when we're out of power, they're such dividers, which itself is a little bit of a divisive statement. And it's just like, this is absurd. And please do not make politics your religion. I think that's half of what's going on here.
Big problem.
And
big problem.
The other thing I think, too, is they don't realize he had the mandate of the people. You need to listen to your constituents.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what they want.
How is that divisive? It brought more sides together than ever before just to get him in power, being the independents, being young people.
No, and it might very well be the technological thing explains a lot of this, to where people are happy to be keyboard warriors, but
you ain't kidding there, brother.
They get real nervous if you actually have to sit down and talk to one another.
Or a little ass-kicking violence can solve that.
Because that's what they're worried about. That's what they're worried. Which
no, I'm saying it's
ridiculous.
They need some head busted.
But they won't have, like with what Brian's doing. I think that's amazing. It shows me how weak people are that they won't even come out to someone that's willing to have a conversation with you. He's inviting you to have a conversation. Your argument is so weak that you can't even have a conversation.
They're not interested in talking.
No, and when we first had Trump get reelected, we had two callers who I thought were lovely as people who tried to argue, and they haven't called back in a while.
Yeah, there's been a few of them.
And I don't think I was completely mean to anybody.
No, but
I mean, there was one day I was a little vicious at
Yeah,
Duke,
but
and I already apologized to him personally.
How many
but-
times have you ever called anybody up to go, okay, you were right, I was wrong, thanks?
Well, no, but keep on arguing. We're down the road here, and we've admitted on this show that Trump screwed up in
He
many
screwed
ways.
up quite a few. Quite a few. There's still one right now that's still on my nerves. But,
Still better than Kamala.
Did you see there was a statement, and I think it was NBC News. It was reading it the garbage, and it said Jasmine Crockett was defeated despite having Kamala Harris's endorsement. I'm like, wait a minute, that's just an oxymoron, isn't it?
I wish she had won, though. I think if I was having to choose in that primary, I would have picked Crockett all day, every day compared to the other fella.
Okay, yeah, we talked about that.
Ooh.
So I did what we talked about and did a little background.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate it. But again, you are right. I hate it, though.
No,
I
like Jasmine sounds like a lot of Democrats
But
that
she's
we know
crazy,
here
and
in
I know she's
Montgomery
crazy.
that are our neighbors
Yep.
at the end of the day. And they don't like us sometimes. We don't like them sometimes. But generally speaking, it's not too crazy, though she sometimes
She's crazy,
goes.
but it's a
But
crazy
that's the
that
nature,
I get.
That's the nature of the politics
Yeah.
these days. That other guy,
Tallarico.
He's kind of more demonic
He's
type.
no relation to me. No Carico.
I kind of wondered that. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Tallarico. He's Italian.
But anyway, yeah, Jasmine Crockett does not win the Senate primary
But
race.
I kind of love it at the same time,
despite
though, man.
the Kamala endorsement.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that statement still holds.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I do have a theory: man or woman, better looking person wins. And
I think
I
that's
have
been
to
the
say,
case, Joey. Wow.
I have to say, there's been a lot of. We noticed it the other day when you see like the Republican men.
Yeah.
You know, some of them, especially the former military, and like some of them are a little like
Yeah,
strapping.
there's a lot of stereotype
But
there.
there's a lot of guys up there. I'm like, you need to work on
marshmallow
it.
people,
Work
man.
on it, man. Now maybe they have great personalities.
I love someone with great personality. I have great personality.
Right? Yes, I know. I try to, because I'm not going to get anything any other way. My goodness gracious! What about you? Great personality.
Having the French in combat's like having going to combat with an accordion. That's what Norman Schwarzkopf said.
I love that.
That's all I got for you. I'm staying out of your guys' little boys are marching, boys are running.
The boys are on the move.
They're tripping up.
You got to put it the right way. The boys
are on the move.
On the move.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Man, it's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, guys. So, Jasmine Crockett loses in spite of Kamala Harris's endorsement. It's
Yep.
kind of like Iran loses in spite of having Chinese weapon
That's right.
systems.
That's right. I get
They
that.
just don't work.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, I'm used to people groveling at my feet in an apology. Joey and Dan had to do it a lot, especially after, history kind of unfolded. So
I love it.
it's just I mean, I don't relish in it, but
No, not at all.
again, it is something a feather in my cap. Okay, so I'll take it. So anyway, yeah. Oh man, you know what I'm having to do? My brother, you remember Jerry Maguire? The movie?
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Maguire?
Who's going with me?
Okay. Yeah, so you remember the scene where he comes up to the newspaper guy and they're trading little sayings back and forth? Penny earned is a penny saved is a penny earned. And it's not over till the fat lady sings and blah, blah, blah. My brother, has a million of these things just memorized. And he does this to me every time I call.
Yep.
He starts rolling out these things one after another. I can never get ahead of him, And so I'm having to print them out. I'm going to print out
Carry him around
all
with you.
of the ones that I can. And I'm just going to have them on hand, just so I can have them handy whenever he calls. because he wears me out with them, and I can't ever get ahead of him. So it's kind of like this old joke, and y'all might have heard this. So a new prisoner comes into the jail, and it's his first night, and everybody's sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear somebody say 5, and the whole place erupts in laughter. And then he'll hear somebody say 27, and everybody just goes crazy laughing. And so he turns to his cellmate and he says, well, what is going on here? And the cellmate said, well, we told everybody all our jokes years ago. So instead of having to retell them, we just assign numbers to them. And that way it saves time. And so, the guy said, well, look, I'm going to try it. And he yelled out, 43. And nobody laughed. And he turned to the guy and he said, well, why didn't they laugh at that? He said, well, some people just don't know how to tell a joke, I guess. And I propose that that's what we do with the Democrats right now. All their talking points, let's gather them together, make a list, and just assign a number to them. Save everybody some time. Trump is Hitler. Okay, that's number one.
Yeah, we could set up an oversized board of a battleship here in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
And
there you go.
Each number and column and row. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do a battleship. And so, because we trade all these things and, trying to, capture who has the narrative back and forth with all these things all the time, why do we keep doing it? It's just the same thing over and over again all day long. Anytime something happens, the same old arguments, blah, 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 just like firing missiles. I think it'd be a great idea. Just, let's just use the number system.
Here. No, and I think that's a good way to sort of be like, okay, come up with something original, weight room. And I think that's a better way of sinking the battleship, too, in the studio, unlike, this guy over here.
Happens.
Hey, Papa B, I got some subterfuge you can throw at your brother the next time. Whenever he does that, starts breaking out that stuff, just opine like, Charlemagne, another lover lost, and just end it at that. He'll be like, what the heck is he talking about?
Okay, so over in Iran, I want to tell you that I personally believe that what Trump has done is absolutely brilliant.
It is.
In chess, you will see people, and I've used it myself, make a move that to everybody else is just like mind-blowingly stupid. It's like, what? I mean, the safe move, obviously, we're coming up on the midterms. The economy is at risk, and you just want to make this wild-eyed move, and everything's kind of up in the air now, but in all reality, that wild-eyed move is actually the most brilliant thing that can be done at the time, and it leads to success.
Yep.
And that, I believe, is what he has done. He's disrupted now Venezuela, now Iran, and I mean, hey, it's isolating China. Both of those shots are like isolating China unbelievably.
Oh, yeah.
That they depend on Iranian and Venezuelan oil.
So let's go back. Let's go back to Quantico, Papa B. You remember 6 months ago, Quantico, the big meeting with Hegseth and all the generals?
Yeah.
That's what this was about, brother. This was a shaping operation. This was planned with contingencies months ahead of the assault. Okay, guys?
Of course.
This was rehearsed, and this is why people look over here. It's Venezuela. It's Monroe Doctrine in our backyard. It's Colombia. It's the cartels. It's going to be Cuba. But really, the forward operating base was Iran. And now we strangle China out of more oil, and it tightens the screws on them.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Temporary pain for long-term gain, and I know it's something that doesn't make sense to a whole lot of folks, and you wonder about it. But I'm telling you right now, this was a presidency-defining move right here that historians are going to be talking about for a very long time.
Agreed.
I think it's going to turn out well. And you said it yourself, planning. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It's been planned and planned out, gamed out 100,000 different times and ways. So, anyway, guys, listen, y'all have a great weekend.
You too.
You too, man.
Antihistamine or something if you got
Yeah, the pine pollen's coming, baby. Yep, the yellow snow is coming.
They're out. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
See you, brother.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors. And normally we talk to Austin Baranko, but I think he is a bit busy today. But at Invista Advisors, not only can they help you on, they say, stock portfolio brokerage side of the desk, which they do a fantastic job. Austin, Brant McDonald over there as well.
Yes, they do.
And the whole team. But they can also do financial planning for you. So, of course, investments are going to be part of that financial plan. But say you're just starting a family. You need things like life insurance, and you want to plan out, okay, what's the point and purpose of my investment? How do I make sure my kid's going to be all right, especially if whether it's college or who knows in 20 years, some new type of trade school or different things that are going to be on offer. Could be you're in more the middle of life thinking about retirement, and most of your money's tied up in a small business, for instance.
You need an exit plan.
They can help you with that exit plan, or, of course, always can be a concern, end-of-life issues.
That's right.
It's across the board, any sort of financial planning, whatever your situation, they're ready to help you there at Invista Advisors. Just start the conversation at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Now, looks like John Merrill.
Yeah. What's he up to?
Joan Reynolds. Joan Reynolds is the acting Alabama Republican Party chairman after John Wall resigned. But former Secretary of State John Merrill, Joan Reynolds, and State Representative Scott Stadthagen are running to be the next ALGOP chairman.
That's true.
Okay.
An election for the position will be held on Saturday at the ALGOP State Executive Committee meeting in Hoover. Former ALGOP chairman John Wall resigned his position, of course, in January to run for lieutenant governor, which, with the Trump endorsement, that's a strong candidate. I've had other people ask me, though, does so-and-so have a chance? I'm like, possibly. I think
because there's some time, but
I mean, I know for a fact Wes Allen's going to fight like hell.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
No doubt. And, I look at somebody like Rick Pate, who was ag commissioner for how long, and I don't know. I think Wall, though, having the connections from the party and then getting the Trump endorsement, it's going to be a fascinating race to watch. Right. Anyway, 1819 News recently spoke with all three GOP chairman candidates to discuss their backgrounds, goals for the party, their positions on closed primaries, and their outlooks on what it means to be a Republican. So let's start with John Merrill.
All right.
Merrill served as state representative from 2010 to 2014. He then served 2 terms from 2015 to 2023 as Secretary of State. He ran for U.S. Senate in 2022 but dropped out of the race shortly after admitting an extramarital affair. Merrill told 1819 News recently that the response to his chairman campaign has been positive. He said he wanted to see the Alabama Republican Party have a more, quote-unquote, collaborative relationship with the Alabama legislature. Here's a quote from Merrill saying, "People have been very encouraging, very supportive, very interested in helping me promote my campaign, making sure I'm reaching the right people, making sure that the message is understood. The enthusiasm and the energy has been very, very strong. I have thoroughly appreciated the opportunity to interact with members of the committee, and I have a chance to have them hear my message. You're going to see a more cooperative relationship and collaborative relationship with the Alabama legislature and with the members of the county commissions in all 67 counties. You're going to see a stronger relationship with our constitutional officers and understanding what our priorities are and moving our message forward around the state. That's one of the first things you'll see. You're also going to see an understanding that we're all ultimately on the same page. And in order to have our voice heard and our message received well by the general population and the electorate, we have to make sure that people understand why we are Republicans and what it means to us. We will continue to do that through strong leadership that's demonstrated from the top down through all officers, all the team members at the office of the Alabama Republican Party, and throughout our state with our elected officials and our elected members of the state Republican Executive Committee." Merrill added, being a Republican means that you're for less government. Hey, I agree. Being a Republican means you're for lower taxes. Y'all agree?
Of course.
Being a Republican means that you're for removing barriers that cause individuals not to be able to expand their business or grow their personal wealth or participate in economic development projects.
That's what we're supposed to believe in.
So far,
Depends if you're an Alabama Republican.
Merrill continues saying, being a Republican means that we cut red tape, so it's easier to build roads and bridges and to have economic development projects that can move forward and create jobs. Being a Republican means that we believe in giving the opportunity for selection, trust, and confidence in parents directing their own child's education, not just in the individual environment, but in the public schools, the private schools, parochial schools, and homeschool environments. I think all those things are so very important, and we need to understand that as Republicans, we believe in less obtrusive behavior by the government as we move forward. Now, let's go to Joan Reynolds real quick.
All right.
She says she recently ascended from vice chairman to acting chairman after Wall resigned. Reynolds has served as Shelby County Republican Party chairman for 12 years. She also previously served at the Butler County Republican Party chairman for about 10 years. She told 1819 News the response to her campaign has been very positive. The majority of the people know something about my background and how long I've been involved. I know so many of the executive committee members, so I think it's been very good, Reynolds said. I've organized events, fundraised, and recruited people to run from 4 different offices. One of the things that I've done over the years is started the mighty Alabama Strike Force 17 years ago. So that's where I had to recruit. I started with 3 volunteers, and now I have over 300. That's working, going into battleground states where the RNC asked me to go to try to win elections. I've been entrenched in Republican politics for 20 years. There's not been a day, I don't think, during those 20 years that I haven't done something either at a local party or with my Strike Force group or something along those lines. I don't know that anybody else in this race would have that amount of experience. I'll just stop there. Choose the vice chairman, gets put in. Like, these sort of elections are not necessarily about wooing the public. It is much more a few folks who are doing that voting on the committee and who you know. And you got to wonder with relationships that go back that far how this is going to work out. She goes on to talk about her enjoying working with grassroots, and the county parties are where I will start. So far I'm seeing a lot of agreement with what Merrill was laying out. She says the Republican platform is really important. Of course, the platform is pro-life. I've always been pro-life. I really think a lot of times we kind of take it for granted because we live it. We don't have to go check it out to be sure that we're abiding by the party platform. Education is important, and I think part of the platform is what we just got passed, and that's school choice. Lower taxes, freedom of speech, and the right for people to exercise their own faith. A lot of those things, that's just what I lived anyway, so it wasn't a learning curve. I didn't have to change anything, says Joan Reynolds. I think my record speaks for itself in what I've done, so I don't really plan on backing up on any of that. Now, Stadthagen. He says the Alabama Republican Party has achieved tremendous success, but we cannot become complacent. My goal is to strengthen what we have built and position our party for the next generation. One of the biggest advantages I bring is the ability to connect the grassroots of our party with the governing majority in Montgomery. As a legislator, I understand how ideas become law, and I want to make sure the priorities of our party are translated into real policy outcomes. I also believe strongly in discipline, transparency, and communication with the state executive committee. Members deserve to know what is happening inside the party and have a voice in its direction. Finally, I want the Alabama Republican Party to be the model for red states across the country. Strong organization, strong grassroots engagement, and strong results. That is the standard I will work to uphold. Stadthagen goes on to cite his business background and time in the legislature of having prepared him for the role. And by the way, 1819 asked all 3, do you believe in this question of closed primaries? Mm-hmm. And Stadthagen said he supports closed primaries. Let me go back up to Reynolds. She says the party has passed a resolution several years ago about closed primaries. I think it's always been on the agenda, so she agrees. Yeah. And let's go to Merrill. Merrill said the issue is something that needs to be explored. That's a change that we looked at when I was Secretary of State, when we evaluated the position of having closed primaries in Alabama. We did homework and saw how it had impacted other states that are neighbors or other states in the union. I think that's something that you have to continuously do. One of the things that we discovered then was that it actually reduced the number of people that participated in the primaries when you actually close the primaries. I'm not saying that we need to have open primaries like we have now or closed primaries. We started that process by ending crossover voting several years ago. So he seems more like, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Where the other two are like, let's do it. Let's get it done. So it'll be interesting To see, who's this?
We got Brooks Tucker. We got our Marine friend about James Capers and Major Capers.
Oh,
update.
this is let's
This-
here. I want you to do the honors. This is your friend. I want you to introduce him here.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, Brooks, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. I told Joey and Eddie when I came out, I go, well, got a little bit of an update going on. Some things are moving, and I thought maybe you would join us and bring us up to speed on some things.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. This week, I think it was 3 days ago now, we finally got Major Capers' waiver for the Medal of Honor passed through the Senate under unanimous consent. And that means that that bill that permits the president to award Major Capers the Medal of Honor is going to now go to the White House for signature. And there's a lot more behind all this and ahead of us, but that's the big news we've been waiting for several weeks. There was a delay in the Senate after the House sent the bill to the Senate, and I'd be happy to get into that a little bit if you'd like, but that delay had an interesting timing component to it because, interestingly enough, the delay ended after the State of the Union address by the president.
Wow.
Well, and this has been something we've been hoping and praying for, indeed, for many, many months now. And I know others have been working on this for years and years and years. I think the man's a true American hero.
No, he is. He really
and
is.
just also having interviewed him a few months back, just his love of country is second to none. So what was the holdup initially? Was it more just sort of this is what happens in the bowels of the Senate, the bureaucratic crap?
Well, yes and no. I think we're living in some interesting times with the ability of there to be bipartisanship even on something like this, which should be somewhat of a layup, quite frankly.
Yeah.
The questions that were being raised by the minority staff who represent the ranking member of the Armed Services Committee, Senator Reid from Rhode Island, they were very curious about, well, how did we get here, so to speak? You know, how did this all end up coming to us? Almost like they wanted to boil the ocean one last time on Major Capers. Why did he need to receive the award so urgently? Why did they get this recommendation coming from the Secretary of War when the Secretary of War had not impaneled a Medal of Honor board for Major Capers? And what kind of justifications were being offered for Major Capers? Now, I was not privy to what was sent over from the Secretary of War to the committee. It might have been something cursory. It might have been something with some detail on it. But we went through basically 3 weeks of them saying they had questions, but also being careful, caveat of saying they were not.
Brooks, you still there? We lost you there.
We lost him. I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Dadgummit. Sucks. Well, Brooks, because it sounds like we passed and jumped over a major
Well,
hurdle
we still, and just, I'm sure he'll call back in. Here's what I understand. Bull, who we had on the line with us, with the major, he said, let's not get our cart before our horse yet. He said, we've passed the most important hurdle. Now it goes to the president for dispensation. So let's hope that this is a case. You know, there's another thing that he would probably tell you when he calls back in. There's some individuals that are in the food chain, let's call them bureaucrats at civilian, like Undersecretary of Navy for awards, I hear, has been a real less than user-friendly.
Well, here, I think Brooks, do we have you back, sir?
Yeah, I got it back. Driving through a really bad cell area in South Carolina, so hopefully I'll be
I
back.
thought, you know what, Brooks? I thought since you're a Marine, you're using a can and a thing of wire to talk to us. I'm joking.
Yeah. styrofoam and string.
That's right, and crayons. Always got to have the crayons there.
Yeah. Well, I'm chewing on the crayon.
Red because it tastes like blood. That's right. Brooks. So what? So
yeah, I'm not sure where I lost you.
Yeah.
I think it was around the time I was saying that all of a sudden after the State of the Union address the next day, all this delay ended very abruptly, and they were indicating they were going to clear all this through, and then the following day or so it passed. So whatever little drama was being created there ended right after Tuesday's speech in the Capitol.
Well, I love hearing this is advancing. And so what are the next steps for this to actually happen?
Well, the next steps are that this bill will go to the White House for signature by the president, and it's actually going along with two other waivers for the Medal of Honor, one for a Marine who served in Vietnam, John Ripley, who received the Navy Cross, but a lot of people thought he should receive the Medal of Honor. And then the other is for a Special Forces major named Nicholas Dockery, who is an Afghanistan veteran. He's living. He has 2 Silver Stars. I think he has at least 1 or more Purple Hearts from his service. And he was being subject to a review by the Army for the Medal of Honor. So all 3 of these are going to the President's desk. And we're hopeful that the White House will set a date for, we think it could conceivably be all 3 awards to be presented sometime later this month. We're asking for National Medal of Honor Day, which is the 25th of March.
That'd be great.
I'm looking forward to that day. Then it'll be a great gem here in the month of March. And in particular, just to reiterate, after interviewing Major Capers, the way, my grandfather is a Vietnam War veteran, and I've heard many a story from him about the treatment they received when they came home and where our country was at that era, at that time. And to hear what Major Capers in particular went through, and I don't even want to repeat some of what he told me, which is just astounding how he was treated, to still hear his love of country and the hell he went through on the battlefield, and just what a man. And I think this is, I appreciate everybody's work on this. Everybody is helping advance this across the finish line.
Yeah, well, it's really been a huge team effort. We had one former Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Jim Conway, who was instrumental in helping this. We had another Major General Williams, who was part of the review of Capers Award back in 2009 and 2010. And then we had, as you remember, Brian Battaglia, who was the senior enlist advisor to the Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, Marine Sergeant Major. He was involved. Sergeant Major Justin LaHue, who received the Navy Cross in Iraq for Iraq service, and Sergeant Major Scott Fry, who is another Marine Sergeant Major. All those people, and then David Durfine, who's a retired Lieutenant Colonel, myself, and several others, have been working on this for at least going on 2 years now, I think, and then others before us, of course. We finally got it over the.
It's funny. It's not funny. It's sad because we know what the standards were, and it just was such a snafu from the get-go. And I was telling Joey while we were waiting for you to call back in, I had heard some horror stories about some of the civilian bureaucrats that were between the undersecretary, maybe out of the undersecretary of the Navy's office for awards and stuff, not being very user-friendly. But it's what happened is because of you and Bull and Brian and all the others that you just mentioned, General Williams and the Commandant, you guys kept the team together, and you're getting it closer to the goal line. We were glad to have helped you.
Yeah, well, and you guys were part of that awareness, especially in Alabama. I'm sure that Senator Tuberville.
Yep.
Well, relationship with their staff, or David Jansen,
We lost him.
Yeah.
Losing you again, Brooks, but
okay.
I got to hit a break anyhow, and I appreciate the update.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Brooks Tucker, folks. Thank you, Brooks.
Good news.
Well, do have to hit this break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MIGA hat.
MIGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Real Estate Minute. Many of the real estate laws have changed recently, and you need to know how this might affect you as a seller or a buyer. As an agent of the seller, the agent owes undivided loyalty and full confidentiality to the seller. The listing agent can recommend repair services and vendors, pricing guidelines, tips to help get your house in selling shape, and negotiate offers and counteroffers for your benefit. A facilitator, which is the new term, cannot suggest a price or counter or recommend anything. They offer very limited services. A buyer agent solely represents a buyer's interest and can recommend mortgage lenders, down payment alternatives, and can suggest an offer price and write an offer. Whether you are selling or buying, you need someone in your corner that's trained to represent their clients. After training over 15,000 agents throughout the state and helped create and close thousands of home sales over 4 decades, get the straight information from Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Well, hi, everybody. Our little March heat wave continues with temperatures back in the 80s today. I've got us around 83 again. Partial sunshine today, but there's a risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon hours. They will tend to fade out in number during the evening. Overnight low temperature tonight down to about 62. The high temperature on Saturday, 84, which will be at least close to a record. Expect more scattered showers and thunderstorms by Saturday afternoon, becoming more numerous, I think, Saturday night, especially in the overnight hours and into Sunday. Some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. We'll watch it for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
just talked to reporters outside the White House saying, quote, "What I will tell you is what the president has already laid out, which is that the achievable objectives of Operation Epic Fury, we expect to last about 4 to 6 weeks. And we are well on our way to achieving those objectives." I still maintain that they're giving themselves plenty of running room. I think this could wrap up a lot sooner than 4 to 6 weeks.
But I don't think I think they want to be conservative in their optimism right now. So.
Right. And they're also saying, again, we're just ramping up, which is astounding.
They activated all these reserve units to go forward deploy. So they're bringing some firepower.
Yeah. So right now, what an operation, and hopefully this does lead to a lasting peace. What I was just reiterating to Troy off air is, it is like you killed the supreme religious authority in Shia Islam. And so you say you achieve all these objectives they're talking about, to where you take out their missiles, you take out their navy, you take out any capacity to project power across the world or the region, and possibly with the Kurds being armed up and on the move, as well as many other folks who don't share the love of, say, the leader of Shia Islam that live in Persia. Let's say the best case so-called scenario happens by the objectives, and you get a new government that's more reasonable and works with everybody in the region as a partner, yada, yada, yada. What happens to the hardcore Shiites, I think where they turn is terrorism. They will turn to terrorism, but I can tell you that having lived in the Gulf Arab countries, and even I'm sure Persia with the new, the law enforcement's brutal. They're very brutal over there. They will round people up, and they will never hear from them again, and they'll have to keep a tight lid on them. Yeah, and we need to keep a tight lid as a nation. I just, when you think it's always defeated, evil is defeated, that's when it'll sneak up on you. And there can be ugly things, but also that doesn't mean you shouldn't try for something that is going to be a lasting peace. And if this works, then what you're going to see is Trump's board of peace with Gaza.
Are you kidding me?
Is going to go forward. You're going to get Saudi in on the Abraham Accord.
His legacy could be, no matter how many haters there are, Joey, it's undeniable what he's done.
No, I still sit here I don't want to prejudge this thing. There's so many moving parts, others can, and be hopeful or be despairing about it, one way or the other. I'm still in that camp of, if Trump pulls this off, not just this war, but the larger Middle East plan, it's a world historic moment, and he has pulled off one of the greatest military accomplishments in United States history, at least since the fall of the Soviet Union.
Without a doubt.
Pretty incredible. But keep in mind what we said about jobs numbers before, and if this thing in some way does go sideways in an unexpected way, okay, we're having a massive war, despite what the Speaker of the House says. The economy is not humming. You got talks about having to refund tariffs. You got all sorts of problems here domestically, not to mention the whole online chatter about Epstein and all the other disappointments people want to throw out there. But the midterms are going to be crazy. That said, when you look at Democrats, it's not like they're actually taking the ball and running with it in many ways. And you've got to wonder what has happened to that party.
Their whole plan is just throwing cold water. That's all they can do.
Right.
Wow.
We shall see. But I got to hit this break first. This entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Yay.
And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Madeline Cannon, Kim Williams, they are ready to help you out, whether you're looking to buy or refinance a home. And don't just sit there and speculate of whether or not you could buy. Get in touch with them, and they can actually walk you through it. And don't waste your time with online mortgage calculators, or certainly not those flashy mailers or the people that call you. Ask you. No. Don't talk to them. Don't deal with that. Instead, Alabama Home Mortgage can help you, again, whether you're looking to purchase, especially if you're a veteran. There are a lot of folks who think the VA system in the veteran world is broken. They're kind of right on the healthcare side. But on the VA mortgage side, it is not broken at all. It's humming.
Smoking, yeah.
It remains one of the strongest home financing options available, offering benefits like no down payment purchases and 100% cash out refinances. So again, whatever your goals, get in touch with Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage. You can always call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web. Apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Bowen Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This is Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs@bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
When your tax refund comes, put it on the floor and walk on it. Revitalize the look and feel of your home with new floors from Prattville Carpet. With faster and better service than the big box stores and luxury vinyl planks starting as low as $4.99 per square foot. You'll enjoy that tax refund turned flooring every single day.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Dial 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Pretty good.
We're all right. Just flying through the day, covering Epic Fury here or there.
As long as it's Fury, not Furry.
Yeah, I know. I made that mistake the other day.
That's later. That's later in the show.
Yeah, right.
You got to stay off those 1-800 numbers.
Well, let's remind folks, in particular, there at Cohen's Electronics and Appliances, number one, y'all cannot be beat on price.
Right.
Nope. Everybody's got the same products, and you're not going to be beat on price, but the big difference comes in with the service during and after the sale. So, folks, if you're thinking of a big-ticket item like a big old TV or sound system or like a new fridge or washer-dryer unit, I think the service is key.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is, and it's really key after the sale because that's when it's important. When I just had a call from a nice lady, her name is Betty, and she wanted to let me know she's 80 years old. She just had a dishwasher installed by Ruben last week, and what a great job he did. And her dad shopped with Cohen's. She's shopping with Cohen's, so you got 2 generations that are shopping with Cohen's. And No, she said 3, and her kid is 2. But I was like, well, you got 3 generations, and we've got 2 generations that have served you. But it's all about the service, and it's all about trying to help you get the right thing. But she couldn't give enough compliments to my dishwasher installer.
There you go.
For the way that he did it, the time that he spent, the attention to detail that he gave her. And she's ecstatic about that. And that was the last touch from Cohen's. My delivery crew, while they think they're at the bottom of the totem pole, they are the last touch that the customer gets.
Right.
Anybody can mess up the sale, whether it's the receptionist, whether it's the salespeople, the customer service people. But the delivery people, they're kind of a make or break.
And they've been great in my own experience. And I know, generations of my family have gone to Cohen's.
Yep.
And, y'all are a 60-plus year institution there, and there's good reason for it. Great products, but that service second to none. And, folks, if you want to shop at Cohen's, you can look online at thinkcohens.com. But I really encourage you to stop by, get to know folks, see the products in person at 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and say, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey and Eddie and Troy.
Yeah, Joey's little friend.
The boys, what are they doing?
The boys are on the move.
Oh, that's okay. That's right. You don't want to know. You don't want to know, Mike. No. You can imagine.
All right, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all come see us. Let us ask you some questions. Let us help you make the right choice.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Have a great weekend, brother.
Well, we do have to hit this top of the hour break. Final hour coming up.
All right.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The president has appeared to rule out talks with Iran unless they first have an unconditional surrender. Israeli warplanes pounded Beirut and Tehran today as Iran launched another wave of retaliatory strikes against Israel and nearby Gulf countries. It is now day 7 of the war. The strikes in Lebanon were the heaviest since a 2024 ceasefire ended the last war between Israel and the Iran-backed Hezbollah terrorist group who fired rockets at Israel in the opening days of the latest conflict. American employers unexpectedly cut 92,000 jobs last month. It's a sign that the labor market remains under strain. The unemployment rate clipped up to 4.4%. And the Labor Department reports hiring deteriorated from January when companies and agencies added a healthy 126,000 jobs. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Rich Thomas weather. Well, hi, everybody. Our little March heat wave continues with temperatures back in the 80s today. I've got us around 83 again. Partial sunshine today, but there's a risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon hours. They will tend to fade out in number during the evening. Overnight low temperature tonight down to about 62. The high temperature on Saturday, 84, which will be at least close to a record. Expect more scattered showers and thunderstorms by Saturday afternoon, becoming more numerous, I think, Saturday night, especially in the overnight hours and into Sunday. Some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. We'll watch it for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
The
The Alabama Senate has passed a bill that would ban campaign contributions coming into Alabama from foreign nationals and foreign corporations. This foreign money cannot be given to either political candidates or their political action committees. Foreign money also cannot be given on ballot measures or political parties here in the state. The bill's sponsor is State Senator Dan Roberts, who says that federal law already bans foreign contributions, but there are loopholes that have been used to influence ballot issues and even constitutional amendments that are being offered in states across the U.S. Roberts says that a matching state law will close the loopholes that have been exploited. The bill was already passed by the Alabama House, so it's now headed to Governor Ivey's desk for signature into law. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Federal charges have been issued against a former sergeant within the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Daniel Holyfield is accused of forging signatures of co-workers within that sheriff's department in order to purchase 10 cars. WALA News says the details of this federal indictment have not been made public. The founder of a nonprofit organization for children, Kids to Love, is safely back in Alabama. Lee Marshall was in Israel when the U.S. airstrikes on Iran occurred. Marshall says she and her group of other women had to spend 2 days in various bomb shelters and then evacuate to Egypt. Marshall says she didn't realize how much she would miss America until she couldn't have it. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
When it's time to replace an old window or door, you want expert craftsmanship and proven experience. You want Davis Door and Sash. Right now, take advantage of our limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy-efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the River region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25, Davis Door and Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the center of your screen. Troy Carrico to his right. And you ever seen these like Meta AI powered smart glasses? and they do the augmented reality stuff. And
I really wanted to buy some.
And this has been a promise for years. People have been trying to work on this tech, but it often make people sick or dizzy, disoriented.
Google had the first pair, right?
They
didn't
the
go
Google
over well,
Glass.
Yeah,
Because they don't work that well.
Oh.
Now, maybe if they can get it so nano that it's essentially on a contact lens, it'll work a little better. But there's something about always having the glasses on. Now, these look cool, and they partner with, like, Ray-Bans, so the style, like the old, Wayfarer or something like that, looks, like your JFK or something in his good days. And so you think, well, it's AI glasses. I can hear music. I can immediately analyze what I'm looking at.
Well, I'm thinking, like, say I meet someone that doesn't speak English. Quickly interpret what I got. I mean, I thought that was the big purpose.
It's like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Babel fish.
The Babel, that's right.
Exactly.
Well, get a load of this story.
All right.
Meta's AI-powered smart glasses could be sending sensitive footage to human reviewers in Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh, no doubt.
This is according to an investigation by the Swedish.
Nice.
The report, and I can't say that, like, I don't know, Svenska Dagbladet?
What'd you call me?
That's German. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Sounds like it's probably Finnish or something.
Anyway, Swedish. The report, which was published last week, claims Meta contractors in Kenya have seen videos captured with the smart glasses that show bathroom visits.
Nice.
Sex.
Yes.
And other intimate moments.
So we're going to the strip club. I've got my glasses on. I mean, what do you think's going to happen?
Like, seriously, like, take your AI glasses off, you big dope, before you make love to your wife. Like, what is wrong with you? Nobody wants to see that.
Well, okay, but what about the girlfriend? Can I keep them on then?
On you.
Yeah. No, I'm sure some of these folks in Kenya are like, Americans.
I would think that, but I know dudes internationally, and when they see boobs, they're like, oh, Americans!
Why are you gay?
Well, why are we divulging into booby jokes?
I don't know.
Because the boys
are on the move.
And the boys are on the move.
That's why.
Right. Eddie, I told you about sinking the battleship.
Sorry.
It's Friday, folks. Things have gone off the rails. So far, at least one proposed class action lawsuit accusing Meta of violating false advertising and privacy laws has emerged in response to this Swedish reporting, citing the company's claim that its smart glasses are designed for privacy. By affirmatively claiming that the glasses were designed to protect privacy, Meta assumed a duty to disclose material facts that would inform a reasonable consumer's decision to purchase the product. Instead, Meta hid the alarming reality that the use of the AI features results in a stranger halfway around the world watching the most private moments of a person's life.
That's a no-brainer, though.
I agree.
That's a no-brainer. It's like my phone.
That's by design.
Yeah,
that ain't
1,000%.
They know what they're doing.
The Nairobi-based contractors interviewed by the Swedish outlet are AI annotators, meaning they label images, text, or audio with the goal of helping AI systems make sense of the data they're training on. We see everything from living rooms to naked bodies, one worker said.
Yeah. Listen, so I've got a story about this, but go on. I want to tell you, it's pretty gruesome. About these people in Nairobi, they feed them chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Listen, there's a cell of. I'm not joking, man. Shane, if Shane's listening out there, he can call in. He's the one who's told me. They have a warehouse where they go and work for like 12 hours. They get a bucket of chicken per like so many cubicles, and they don't pay. And they look at kiddie porn. They look at violence, and they start tagging stuff. It's very gruesome, dude.
To train the AI.
Yes.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what are you basically training your AI with?
I mean, bad stuff.
Right.
Awful demonic.
I'm just telling you, though, Joe.
He's right. I've heard of this.
Disturbed. You would have been disturbed by it if you would have read it.
A former Meta employee reportedly told the Swedish outlet that faces and annotation data are blurred automatically. The workers in Kenya say this does not always work as intended, and some faces are still visible. Another person reportedly tells the outlet that a wearer's bank cards are sometimes seen in the footage they review as well. I was just going to buy a Red Bull, and all of a sudden
somebody got pinned. Yeah.
Meta's Ray-Ban and Oakley smart glasses come with a built-in AI assistant capable of answering questions about what a user can see. The glasses have soared in popularity in recent years, despite growing concerns over privacy and surveillance. Essilor Luxottica? I don't know. The eyewear giant that Meta works with, yeah, that's the truth. With all these glasses brands, it's really one massive company,
Right.
They work with Meta to develop the camera-equipped glasses. They sold over 7 million of the AI-powered glasses in 2025 alone, more than tripling its sales in 23 and 24 combined. Last year, Meta made some changes to its privacy policy that keep Meta AI with camera use enabled on your glasses unless you turn off. Hey, Meta.
Alexa, help me.
It also stopped allowing wearers to opt out of storing their voice recordings in the cloud.
I don't like that. Although I do have my dad's voice in the cloud because I don't ever want to lose it.
Oh, by the way, I had a weird thing happen with Grok. Now, I was able to figure it out after looking online.
Yeah?
Like, I was trying to brainstorm an idea, so I was just talking to it while driving. And the response was my voice. In my voice.
Oh, not in your own head,
and
but in
I
your
looked
car.
it up, and it's like when you have a low, like buffering, like you're not hooked into the internet really well.
Yeah.
It will sometimes mess up and won't trigger the actual clone voice, and it'll resort back to the recording that you
Native
just
voice,
had.
the native voice.
By default.
It freaked me out.
I don't like that because now I can't trust if I get a phone call and I think it's Joey on their end.
Oh, I know, man.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have like
we'll have code words.
Code words.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
know we'll have code words.
And the boys are on the move.
Where are they going to? You're not real. You know where they're going to. You know darn well where they're going to.
Don't tell.
I'm not going to tell
They're
you.
just on the move.
But as reported by this Swedish outlet, the Kenya-based AI reviewers work with transcriptions as well, ensuring Meta's AI provides the correct answer to the questions users ask aloud. In a statement to The Verge, who's doing this reporting, Meta spokesperson Tracy Clayton says media capture by its smart glasses stays on the user's device unless they choose to share it with other people or Meta. When people share content with Meta AI, we sometimes use contractors to review this data for the purpose of improving people's experience, as many other companies do. We take steps to filter this data to protect people's privacy and to help prevent identifying information from being reviewed.
Yeah. That's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
A really bad one.
I don't know. Like, that stuff. And you're right, Eddie. Earlier you said the phones are doing this anyway, like capturing all
They
stuff.
are everything. Yeah. You know, where is the guardrails, or where is the truth in lending when you have a piece of equipment to know what you need to do to get it?
Because at the end of the day, you don't own this piece
That's
of
right.
equipment.
It's not yours.
You bought it. Yes, you think it's yours, but you do not own this. Much like a John Deere tractor.
Yep, they can turn
Something
it off
breaks on
remotely.
it. Yep.
You remember when Russia invaded Ukraine, they stole those combines?
Yep.
They couldn't move them.
They couldn't do nothing
They
with
couldn't move them. Brilliant.
You don't own it. And soon it's going to be that way with vehicles.
Yeah.
In fact, I think all
it's already
new
some
vehicles,
of them can be disabled.
We'll have a kill switch that somebody else can operate.
Kill switch engaged. That's a good man.
Now, just a second, we got a brand new story at 1819news.com. University of Alabama stopped assigning classes to women's studies instructor after reports of bias and vile.
Ooh.
Charlie Kirk comments go viral.
Good.
Vile virality.
Yeah.
Virality.
We'll get into the details there in a second, but this part of the program?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Dude, they're some of the best ones in the business, and they're fixing to get really busy.
Use them a lot, don't
I've
They're
seen some
coming
skeeters.
alive, dude.
Oh, man,
I have
they're
seen
out
the
there.
skeeters now.
The bugs are on the move.
They're
Yep.
already- sounds like a jungle out there at night.
Oh, it does. Look at your fire ant mounds. They're growing like crazy in the yard.
Crazy.
Wasp, and they're getting bigger. I don't know what that is.
Irritating.
They're sending in the wasp for you, Joey, the bigger ones.
Yeah, why is that abdomen the size of like a silver dollar? What in the world?
That
is...
reminds me of the nest they found at Savannah Riverside outside the nuclear test site.
Oh,
They found some of those mutants. They were radiated.
Yeah, they were radiated bugs. Yeah, radiator wasp.
But they can take care of that too, Pest Pro.
Pest
They've
Pro,
got, they got a guy
boy.
at their counter.
Of course, and you also need to get termite inspections done.
Yeah, right now is the time, man. Ground's softening up, warming up. So underneath your house, right now there's probably some moisture issues and things like that. And it's really a good idea to get it inspected, but not only that, get it taken care of. Go ahead and get that termite service because it's not a matter of if you have termites in Alabama. It's a matter of when.
So as spring comes alive and the insects, the bugs, all these little critters start to wake up, protect yourself with Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com, or you can always search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. They have a very active Facebook page. And, of course, you can always call them at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call
a pro.
That's right. Pro Services. Now, back to this 1819 news story written up by April Marie Fogel. I wonder how April Marie's doing.
I think she's doing pretty good. I saw a nice picture of her on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw her at that gala.
Oh, that's right.
And she seems to be doing lovely.
Yep.
Doing well. Anyway, University of Alabama. The University of Alabama quietly stopped assigning classes to Jalen Dantzler, a women's studies adjunct professor, after students reported observing classroom bias. The investigation into Dantzler began following an anonymous tip sent to Robbie Starbuck describing comments Dantzler reportedly made in the classroom following Charlie Kirk's death. That post by Robbie Starbuck has 95,000 views. I attended the University of Alabama, and I'm a student in a women's studies class taught by Jalen Dantzler. Today, she made remarks that were very troubling. She stated that she has no remorse for Charlie Kirk's family since Malcolm X was shot in the head and killed in front of his kids. She stated she wasn't going to mourn over his assassination like other people. Because Malcolm X was assassinated?
No, because she needs help.
She's, I'm checking out her. She's a militant.
She then made several bizarre comments about a quote-unquote gender unicorn. This is not relevant to the topics we should be discussing, and I want to prevent this classroom political activism from continuing. With all that's going on in the world right now, I want to make you aware of my concern so you can raise the concern to people who can stop it. Please help me and other students so our classrooms aren't political sideshows anymore. Thank you. Robbie Starbuck posted the students' comments and concerns with a call to action, tagging school president Peter Mueller and asking him to investigate. According to Dantzler, the university did investigate. Dantzler told the Crimson White, that's the newspaper there on campus, Dantzler told the Crimson White that she got a call from the department, the chair of the Department of Gender and Race Studies, Oots McKnight. Yes, Oots is spelled U-T-Z. What a name. I like that name, Oots.
Okay.
Is that how it's said?
Like a newsie
from Alabama.
but different.
But Oots McKnight told Dantzler that the university's teaching academy would observe a class. The report included student feedback that said Dantzler's, quote, comments or reactions during the discussions could potentially influence classroom dynamics, end quote. I always make it known that I'm a blunt teacher. I don't sugarcoat anything. But this is a cool, fun class. But we are going to be discussing topics that may be sensitive, Dantzler told the Crimson White. I don't mourn for him, but I do pray for his child and his daughter, because that was very disturbing to see. Dantzler recalled telling her class and an account that confirmed the student's account. The Crimson White story ended with a quote from Dantzler that reframed the situation to make her out to be a victim, a sentiment shared by her father in an online post. I'm just taking a break from academia currently because there's not enough accountability and not enough to protect the students and the teachers from the students who feel like they can attack someone just because they disagree, Dantzler said, seemingly unaware of the irony that her classroom tactics led to students feeling as though they
Stillman College.
couldn't participate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Stillman,
I've got
Stillman College. That's what I figured. Biology major, too.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel somewhat blessed. Like, I definitely had some progressive professors at Auburn at my time, and I'm there from 2007 to 2011. And I never heard stuff like that, like the real over-the-top stuff.
When I went to Sumter Area Technical College, I never heard that kind of stuff either.
Yeah.
Never really did.
Never really got that.
No, I don't even know if they had a political system.
Yeah, a memory that's come back, though, is the political theory professor. Not like in a rude way or a braggart way, but he did, if you pushed him and talked to him, look down his nose on a lot of the comparative politics people.
Really?
Because he's actually teaching, like, back to Plato and Aristotle and through, and then doing more modern, like, his class was the response to nihilism. So if nihilism starts to really grow in the 19th century, he had the class split into a theological response and secular response to nihilism, and how can we make sure we have an identity, we have a culture, we have a common cause in politics. Like, how do you organize yourselves if people stop believing in any truth at all? And I thought it was a brilliant class, and and I tended to agree with them, that the comparative politics stuff was often a bunch of jargon.
Yeah.
And a bunch of specialized language and word games.
Yeah.
And whereas with theory, at least, it would sometimes be difficult to read, but at least it seemed like I was dealing with honest brokers.
Right.
Whereas the other stuff was much more activism cloaked as theory.
When I got my PhD and then when I was getting my master's at Ole Miss, I was a graduate teaching assistant. It's funny you say that because there was the old guard in the political science department, which has now gone statistical. Everything is statistics now. It's no longer just speculation. They're doing real means of testing. And one of the things that I found was some of my favorite professors are like you saying, the classics. But they look down their nose because they don't publish. They rarely publish anything, and they're not doing studies and game studies. So it's funny. It's, hey, what do they say about what did Henry Kissinger say about academics? They fight for so much because there's so little to lose and so much or so little to gain and so much to lose.
Yeah. Well, and you got to wonder too, at what point does, like when you think of Auburn, Alabama, there are still great colleges within those universities. Don't get me wrong, but I think there are a lot of folks who are considering more and more, why does my kid need to go to college?
Right.
Number one, if I'm already investing and saving, why don't I just continue to do that and help them as they go get a job in the world? Like just have a nest egg that's growing through investment. Why spend it all of a sudden on like a big college bill and then your kids got nothing? You got nothing to help them and they got this degree and does it actually create employment for them?
Say you go 3 years and quit.
Did you see on a sidebar about Auburn that Pete Hegseth is named him as one of the schools to replace some of the Ivy League? That's a good deal.
That's very cool. And also, Birmingham Southern, their old campus, is now be a Coast Guard training center. Now, Eddie asked a great question. Well, that's a little bit away from the coast.
Well, yeah, the coasties, they have the auxiliary lake patrol and all that stuff on the river.
You need admin people, too, so I guess.
It was a good deal on the land.
I would rather that than see the newest flea market.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be reused for something like that.
Housing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there's some folks who sign up for the Coast Guard, and they go, "We're doing what in Venezuela?"
Listen,
like
let me
the
tell
Coast
you
Guard
something, guys. You think I'm joking? Wherever I went around the world, Afghanistan, Iraq, Turkestan, there was always a Coast Guard assigned to the unit because they were customs. They did customs inspections of all your gear to bring it. So you always found them everywhere. I'm like, what we call them hooligans.
Yeah.
And what are these hooligans doing here? And if you want to really get them upset, you tell them, when your boat breaks down, you just wade ashore. That's what they Navy say. I don't say that.
We have another piece that just came out today. The Alabama Supreme Court ruled on Friday today to allow the Alabama West Florida Conference, AWFC, of the United Methodist Church to continue contesting multiple property disputes with local congregations across the state.
Okay.
The litigation with AWFC involves Mount Zion of Watauga County, Coffeyville Methodist Church, Armstrong Methodist Church, Daleville First Methodist Church, United Methodist Church, Westview Heights, Ham Chapel Methodist Church, Crawford Methodist Church, Elba United Methodist Church, Highland Park Methodist Church of Dothan, Baguette, I suppose, Chapel United Methodist Church, Pleasant Hill Methodist Church, Trinity United Methodist Church, Gold Hill Methodist Church, Sunflower United Methodist Church, and Theodore United Methodist Church. Associate Justice Will Sellers wrote the ruling. Justice Chris McCool, Christy Edwards, and Richard Minor concurred in the result. Acting Chief Justice Tommy Bryan and Brady Mendheim, dissented. Chief Justice Sarah Stewart and Associate Justice Greg Shaw, Kelly Wise, and Will Parker recused. Sellers said in the ruling, 15 local United Methodist Church congregations throughout Alabama, the local churches, commenced civil action against the conference seeking to quiet title to real property on which the local churches are located, conduct worship services, and facilitate other church activities. The conference's board of trustees joined in the actions and, along with the conference, filed counterclaims in each action, seeking judgments declaring that the real property at issue is owned not by the local churches, but instead by the conference's board of trustees, or is held in trust by the local churches for the benefit of the board of trustees and or the conference. The local churches filed motions to dismiss the counterclaims, arguing that the trial court in each action lacks subject matter jurisdiction over those counterclaims. The trial courts granted the local church's motion to dismiss, and the conference and its board of trustees, the petitioners, filed the mandamus petitions, which were consolidated for the review. The trial courts in these cases dismissed only the petitioner's counter-arguments against the local church's claims made in the form of counterclaims supporting the petitioner's alleged interest in the real property at issue. The dismissal orders were inappropriate in actions seeking to quiet title in which the issue to be decided is the ownership of property among competing claimants, Sellers, the justice said in the ruling. Such actions contemplate that all parties claiming an interest in the real property in dispute will offer arguments and evidence to support their claimed superior interest in the property. Here, the trial court's orders dismissing the petitioner's counterclaims will prevent the petitioners from proving their alleged superior claims of ownership while allowing the local churches to pursue their claims essentially unchallenged. The trial courts erred in granting the local church's motions to dismiss the petitioner's counterclaims based on an alleged lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Accordingly, we grant the petitions for the writ of mandamus and direct the trial court to vacate the orders dismissing the petitioner's counterclaims. So, that clears it all up, right?
Yeah, sure. It's clear as mud.
All about who owns the property.
But it essentially what I'm hearing is, no, now the board will be able to claim those are our churches, not your church.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
that's not fully decided yet.
It's not,
but it's going to be. You were kind of
be
nodding your head, and
I've
what do
seen
you
some
think
of those, and a lot of it's money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's money, and there's some people that argue back and forth, but no, it's money. It's a money thing. That value of that property now is higher than ever, and some of them are boarded up because there's just nothing there.
Okay. Yeah, not active.
Yeah, and for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know the deep politics of the Methodist Church here, but I don't know off the top of my head.
They've got a lot of splitting and fracturing going on with their progressives.
That's where people are trying to.
That's what this is about.
Differentiate themselves from.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
It's the devil.
It really is awful. I mean,
because you would hope in the fullness of time we are one body.
Yeah,
there is
I don't know how to put that any better, but I get frustrated with people that swear up and down they're Christians and then.
Yeah, well, but Christians
they're man. I got to remember that flawed as I am.
We're all sinners.
That's right.
Speak for yourself.
Some more than others.
Have you heard of some of the popes? Man,
they were pretty. Listen, Joey. Here's a fact, Robin. If you're listening, I told you I'd ask Joey.
Medieval times.
Robin says that the church maintained brothels within some of their dioceses in the middle.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So they could get the money back in and keep an eye on the sinners.
Well, and then a lot of the appointments became about, and especially medieval times, became about power and privilege.
Of course.
And people that had no, or you're like a royal family and you got a dumb son, you're like, we'll make him like a bishop over this or something.
Why not?
It's just, what a mess. But that's what I'll just say is whatever denomination.
It doesn't matter.
I would hope that believers can come together, again, in the fullness of time, and that might be sometime after a ways of being apart. But it'll be interesting to see this play out. It's a shame, though, when you list off all those churches in all these towns across Alabama. I don't know. It's a shame.
Who owns the property?
Sure is.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to call twice, but I had a question.
Okay.
Maybe, about that, where you read about the thing, the 4-year-old in
Phoenician.
I was wanting to know where you read it so I could read it.
It's the new Sean Ryan podcast with Exorcist, and it's pretty fascinating stuff. I mean, great storyteller, and the guy claims to be saying these are my experiences, and I've seen it firsthand. A lot of people ask those, why don't you film some of this stuff? Because you could prove it, and I don't know. They say that sort of takes away what we're doing.
Yeah, especially nowadays with AI and all, it'd be more arguing about it.
Would I be able to interject something concerning that, particularly infected this Brazil? There's been a long rumor a long time ago that the Phoenicians had visited into Brazil, so I didn't know how that might connect. You can wrap a story like a Tootsie Roll.
This is true.
Indeed. Well, I appreciate it, Crawdad.
Thank you, Crawdaddy.
Thanks, Crawdad.
We got to hit this break. More after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hey there, Alabama. Are you ready to transform your home with style? At Royal Furniture, they've been delivering inspired value since 1946. Whether you're in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Oxford, Gadsden, Athens, Decatur, or Florence, they've got the perfect pieces to make your space shine. Visit them today and discover a wide selection of furniture that fits your lifestyle and budget. Royal Furniture, where quality meets affordability, right here in Alabama. Stop by your nearest location and let them make your home beautiful together.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. Our little March heat wave continues with temperatures back in the 80s today. I've got us around 83 again. Partial sunshine today, but there's a risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon hours. They will tend to fade out in number during the evening. Overnight low temperature tonight down to about 62. The high temperature on Saturday, 84, which will be at least close to a record. Expect more scattered showers and thunderstorms by Saturday afternoon, becoming more numerous, I think, Saturday night, and especially in the overnight hours and into Sunday. Some of those storms could be strong, possibly severe. We'll watch it for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, just want to put this out there.
Okay.
That this upcoming Monday, on March the 9th, faith leaders, community members, and the family of Sonny Burton will deliver more than 60,000 petition signatures to the governor, urging her to commute the sentence of Sonny Burton, who faces a March 12th execution date. Yeah, we're 6 days away.
Yeah. And we haven't heard nothing from the governor's office, right?
No, we have not. And it's been quite a push by a lot of people in Alabama, leaders across faiths. We'll see what the governor's decision is. I continue to pray that she will carry the sword of authority like a cross and do so as one so made in God's image. That's when you think about the death penalty system, too, like people are kind of shocked of like, wait, he's been waiting for 30-something years? And I'm like, well, there's a lot of appeals, and I think people rightfully don't want to, execute somebody who maybe was falsely accused.
Right.
Or falsely convicted. But in particular in this case, given that the man who did pull the trigger and killed someone that day had his sentence commuted and did not face a death penalty in his final years, died in prison. And yet Mr. Burton, who was there on the day of the armed robbery of the AutoZone, but didn't even see the murder occur, wasn't there to even witness it. There's just something there that seems
I believe I've told you, I believe it's because he's Muslim. I believe it's because he's Muslim. He's not getting the benefit of saying that Jesus changed his life. I'm serious. This has moved on me when I first heard it.
Yeah.
Just telling you what I'm thinking. And I don't think I'm wrong. So.
Yeah, he might be onto something. Though there are a lot of Christian leaders speaking out and across faith. But I think you might have a point there.
I'm not advocating. I'm just saying it's sad, but I think that's probably that final thing that won't push it over. Maybe I don't know.
Well, and there are others say, well, then I guess this will destroy any felony murder conviction if we go through. And I'm like, I don't think so.
No.
How do you come up with the death though for someone who didn't kill anybody?
That, and as long as they've had to do anything about it, now that it's coming down to the final days, suddenly you want to ignore, to me, common sense.
Yeah.
And we'll for see. What? So are you really going to brag about this? I mean, for what?
Yeah. Especially when the daughter in particular.
Right. This is a man's life.
Doug Battle, who was killed that day in 1991, is now asking for mercy. And it's not like, he gets out of prison. It means Sonny Burton will spend the rest of his life in an Alabama prison.
Right.
Just as the man who did kill Doug Battle spent the rest of his life in Alabama prison until the day he died. So we'll see. But we're 6 days away. And again, on March the 9th, folks are going to be meeting at 7:30 in the morning outside the governor's mansion.
Good.
Just a march up and to deliver those 60,000 petition signatures to commute Sonny Burton's sentence. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Mike the mechanic.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I wanted to weigh in about the Methodist Church thing.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Please. What it's about, as a member of the Methodist Church, it's about morals. You know, what the Bible says versus what the church says.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a little too liberal these days, so it's upsetting a lot of the congregation. And so what do they want to do? They want to split away from the church. Yep. Well, if they split away from the church, they need their church.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's owned by the church, then they have a problem. They have to go
Indeed, they
start
do.
somewhere else, right?
Well, who's
so
breaking away from whom, so to speak?
Well, the United Methodist Church, if you will, is what I'm going to call the church. They're like the same way in Catholicism that you have, your main church. You have bishops and popes and all that.
Or like
Well,
the
they have
patriarchs
the
and
same-
Orthodox. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They have sort of the same structure in the Methodist Church, and their pastors are appointed instead of the church choosing, and it's a lot of things like that. But the main thing, like I said, is okay if the Bible says if it speaks out about homosexuality, for instance, and all of the congregation supports that, but the church doesn't. Well, then they're getting a little too liberal, and so we'll no longer be a part of the United Methodist Church. We'll just be a Methodist church.
Okay. Yeah, and it is over things like gay marriage, and I imagine a few other hot button social issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's to me it's a shame, but I understand the. We'll see what the courts decide.
Right. I would imagine way back when a lot of those churches were formed, by the people in the community, and took up money and built the church themselves. I don't really know. I mean, but who does the church actually belong to? That's bad.
Yep. Well, and it seems like the table is now set after this Alabama Supreme Court ruling to actually get into the meat of that argument on each particular one.
And unfortunately, thanks for the call. I've got a good friend who's a member of the Hope Hall Methodist Church, and he's kept me abreast of all the nuances and politics involved. But you know what's sad? You said it best just a minute ago. Who owns the church? I can tell you, there's a business committee, and they run the church, and the trustees of that have the power of finances, and it's amazing when you see how it's operated like a business.
Well, I think it's almost the same for our houses and our homes.
Yep.
Who owns our house?
The bank does. The bank does. That's right.
Bank.
Amen, brother.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well,
all right, but you guys have a good one and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's go to Nice Papa.
Nice
Papa.
Oh, he was different.
Hey, Dave, what's up, bud?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I didn't get to hear all of the last caller, but I was out of the truck for a few minutes, but I heard the legal document, I guess it was, that Joey read about the United Methodist Church, and my heart is moved. I grew up in the United Methodist Church, and I'm thankful for the godly pastors who shared the gospel in clear, positive ways. And the other thing I'm thankful for, the Methodist Church, I did some studies years ago in church planting, and one of the essentials was the importance of small groups, cell groups, so that people can be discipled and mentored and use the small groups for evangelism. And they pointed to John Wesley, who did that better than anybody else in his class meetings. But so I haven't said this on air, but I was a United Methodist pastor for years.
Okay.
I left about 8 years ago because of the left-leaning, immoral stance that really disregarded scriptural authority in the Methodist Church. So all that said, and maybe you know most of that, this issue of the property, I think for decades it's been at least known at every local church level. We don't really own this building, even though they built it with their money, and it never really mattered because it was never an issue until this line in the sand, immorality, came into the church, and people said, we can't tolerate this. But what breaks my heart is that by and large, most church leaders, pastors, wouldn't stand up, because in the book of discipline of the United Methodist Church, for many decades, maybe 4 at least now, it is stated that the practice of homosexuality is incompatible with Christian teaching. That's in the documents of the United Methodist Church. But nobody would stand up. And the people who are running the Methodist Church, especially at the highest levels, were very liberal. And in the seminaries, they used critical exegesis and other things to basically say, well, the Bible's not really saying what it's saying. But the bedrock people at the grassroots level who knew better and said, this isn't right, they didn't stand up. We didn't stand up and resist. And so now those are the people who took over, and the churches are having to buy back their properties, even though I'm painting with broad brush, but the people in leadership of the United Methodist Church departed from what our discipline says we're to abide by, and we let them get away with it, and they get the properties and the money. But for many decades, it's been known that the property of the church is legally owned by the conference. Anyway, thanks for listening to my.
I appreciate you, Najpapa, and really do. And God bless, sir. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
272-9228. No, and I think on so many issues, even if like official church teachings in different denominations doesn't change, think of like the folks that actually go there. How much are they actually hewing to that rule? And I mean, in a big way, the sexual revolution was a huge success by the proponents of the, say, liberation of that movement. But then you look at, I think, some of the effects down the road, and you can see some of the wreckage that has been laid to waste. And I think it's across all of the West. I don't care what denomination you claim you are. It's a very real thing where we've loosened up standards. That said, I think people can make their own choice. And if people do start to make their own choice and realize, well, I was engaged in behavior that I shouldn't have been, and that is always possible by the grace of God. Always possible. Now, organizationally, my hope and prayer is that we understand that we are one in this, even if you have theological disagreements.
Well, they force the women as clergy too down, so that split there is big.
Yeah, and then I think there are going to be disagreements, and there's a long history here, and I mean, there are some very fascinating, I think, deep theological debates about stuff. But when it comes to the deep mysteries of this, you would hope that, well,
some things would be universal, right?
Yeah. But it shows that, what we are as men.
We are.
As fallen men.
of clay. Yep.
Anyway, let's go ahead and hit this break. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
If you're on a budget and trying to feed your family inexpensively, Pizza Perfect has the deal for you. In March, get a free 2-topping medium pizza with the purchase of any large pizza. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, only $13. Buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Available for pickup and delivery as well. 2-topping medium pizza free with the purchase of any large pizza in March at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
Hello, this is David Ernest with Ernest Financial. And just like Ernest Financial makes lots of money for our clients, Blue Water has helped us make lots of money for our company. You cannot go wrong with advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And I'm your host, Joey Clark, closing out the show here. And I think we got Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet.
We
on
got
the
Ray.
line. Hey, Ray.
Yeah. Eddie was messing with me today because he called me about, I don't know, what was it, about 2:15?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, pretty close to 2:00. Yeah.
I'm on the phone. I can't swap over. I'm handling this and that, and I'm thinking, no way it's 3:00 already. So in my mind, it's 4. I'm trying to get out the door because I think it's 4, and then Eddie calls me back and bursts my bubble.
That's funny.
Sorry, buddy.
I got another hour to go.
Too many 799 numbers out there.
The only one you need to remember is 285-8117. That's the only one you need to remember.
That's a good number
That's
to
the number
remember.
for the store, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for the store, yeah. My cell number, 799-3566.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. That's the number that you really want.
Yep.
Is that 3561 number. But we have got man, we have been so stinking busy today. I haven't even sat down. And there's a reason why. These prices are incredible. It is time, if you have it on your schedule to do a floor this year, I promise you it'll be worth your time to come over here tomorrow. We're open from 9 to 2, spend a little bit of time, set up a time, we'll come out and give you that pre-measurement. Boom, next thing you know, you got a new floor down. Just that simple.
There you go.
But you got to call them there, 285-8117, and be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles not knowing what time it is on the radio. It's Eddie's fault. Blame Eddie.
Blame me.
Eddie. Yeah.
Hey, y'all are my alarm clock to tell me I got an hour or hour and a half left to go to get what I get done, to get it done.
I got to aim to be useful in some way.
That's it. Hey, guys, y'all have a great weekend.
You too. See you, Ray.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Robert.
I just want to say I watch too much TV, but this is one thing that's really in my heart is Donald Trump's right when he says the GOP needs to pass the Save America Act. That's the whole purpose of being a country. Or that's the whole purpose of even, from a foreigner's perspective, the whole purpose of trying to be a citizen of this great United States.
Right.
And I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in from way down in Alabama to say it is not racist to say show proof of being a citizen, because it should be only citizens voting in any election, any of them.
And yet we can't get the rhinos to move on this, but I appreciate the call, Robert. Appreciate the point. It's a good one.
See you, Robert.
We'll see if the Senate moves on this with Trump.
I hope they do. It's an 80-20 issue. I don't know why we're fighting this.
Including, like, people say, well, it'll hurt certain minority groups. It's like, no, like black voters supporting the 80%.
That's
to something.
right.
Like, most folks support this. You're right, Eddie. It's an 80-20 issue.
I can't help but it's a setup for cheating, and if anybody that's against that, that's my first thought is, why would you want this to be straight up?
We've allowed it to occur so much that it's become normalized.
Now, I want to end with this because Brian Dawson has an op-ed out.
Oh, yeah?
And it's called "The University of Montevallo Proved Me Wrong."
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah. Here's what he writes.
Okay.
I'll say this real quick. Yesterday was incredible, says Brian Dawson. I had the privilege of honoring Charlie Kirk by participating in a Prove Me Wrong event at the University of Montevallo as part of Turning Point USA's Pick Up the Mic initiative. I've never done anything quite like that before. My hope was to be able to speak the truth plainly in a way that wasn't combative, but hopefully jovial and entertaining. By the grace of God, I feel like I was able to pull that off. The students range from radically left to right wing, while the questions range from hostile ones about abortion and homosexuality to some about homeschooling and being a stay-at-home mom. The event lasted for 2 hours, and there was little to no time when there wasn't engagement. I was also asked about my criminal record and allowed to share my testimony, which seemed to resonate with the students. TPUSA reported a student attendance between 220 to 300 students. About 70% of them stayed the entire 2 hours.
Good.
While others came and went. There was obviously a lot of controversy leading up to the event, with students staging a walkout to protest the school allowing me to speak on campus, as well as numerous death threats on social media, Discord, and other places. When the University of Montevallo canceled the initial event, my first impression was the school caved to pressure from the students. The university said they were genuinely concerned about security threats and wanted to provide a safe environment for the sharing of ideas. Based on how yesterday went, again, this is Brian Dawson's writing this, folks, I believe my initial impression was wrong, and that the university meant what it said because the university went to extraordinary lengths to secure the campus so the event could continue. They proved me wrong, pun intended. I want to give a shout out to the University of Montevallo Police Department, the Montevallo Police Department, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, the Alabaster Police Department, the Montevallo Fire Department, and Fido Security. All these agencies work flawlessly together to deliver one of the most secure yet open events I've ever attended. From pre-event planning and real-time intelligence gathering to overwatch and medical standby, all officers, deputies, and firefighters collaborate to facilitate an impressive security posture typically only seen on presidential-level visits. I also want to thank the University of Montevallo for providing the opportunity to debate and freely share ideas. Their commitment to this principle was made very clear yesterday. And I am deeply grateful, says Brian Dawson, to each person who made this possible, from the TPUSA reps and students in the local chapters who handed out flyers for days leading up to the event, to the students who had the courage to come up to the mic, and even the students who wanted to listen to opinions differing from their own. It truly was a special day, and I believe God was glorified. Again, that is from Brian Dawson, and it's the guy I have become friends with over the years, and I'm
solid dude.
Yep.
I'm not surprised that it went well. And it's a shame that there is so much discord out there.
Yeah.
On Discord in many cases. No, you want to believe, you want to hope, especially America's young people can actually get together and even when they disagree, argue things out.
Yep.
In front of the good Lord above. Anyway, did we learn anything today?
Yes, I got my cheat sheet ready.
Don't you say it.
Robert loves what Donald Trump is doing.
Okay. Yeah,
okay. The new Sean Ryan podcast is where we need to go if we want to hear about the exorcism deal.
Yeah,
right?
And it's a heck of a podcast.
Great podcast. Spring buying season is here.
We're bombing the crap of Iran.
Yeah.
3 AKVs.
Yeah, there were 3.
That's right.
That was a low one.
I was going to say that's a low one. It's kind of it's like a low T score. I feel like we need to get those numbers up.
Tone it down a little bit. She says I'm scaring Joey.
I think we need to get those numbers up a little bit.
Just to be honest, it's a little scary.
Just look at me when you say it. That way, not so bothersome.
And of course, we learned something else.
What else did we learn?
Well, we learned this the other day, but we learned it again today.
Yeah?
Reinforced.
The boys are on the move.
That's right.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says there will be no deal struck with Iran except unconditional surrender in response to the Iranian president's statement that some countries have begun mediation efforts to end the war. President Trump said Iran's surrender will be the only acceptable outcome. There has been a drop in U.S. retail sales. And meanwhile, there's some negative reaction